It is the year 2021. A pandemic has encapsulated the world, and the only thing that remains is High Rollers D&D. For 5 long years, these players have journeyed across worlds, defeated villains, and rolled for penis size. But now, it is time. The 5th anniversary has come. The day of reckoning begins. At last, High Rollers D&D will reign supreme.
Dun dun dun! Dun dun dun! Dun dun dun!
Welcome everyone to High Rollers D&D.
Oh, I stopped now.
It's our no, you don't need to stop. You can keep going. But I'm going to talk over you. It's our 5th year anniversary. We've done it. We're here. We've lasted this long. You keep watching us. We're back. I'm here. I'm your Dungeon Master Mark, Sherlock Humes. A couple of things to talk about, but first, my amazing friends who have joined me for so much of this amazing journey. I'm sad that not all of us could be here because we are missing an OG member who's no longer part of High Rollers, but we have we've got the crew.
Yay! It's
us.
We've got the OGs, Kim, Trot, Katie,
OG, Robo-Tom.
OGs, founders, Tommy Hazel, our precious boy, who came in. He saved the day. He was like, you know what? I'm going to apply. I'm coming in. And he, what a star he's been since. What an amazing little star he's been. And now we have our Babby member, our little Babby, our precious Babby, our little angel,
Our
Rhiannon.
3-year-old.
Yeah, our little toddler, our little D&D toddler that we've brought in. And what an amazing impact she's made with amazing characters and brought so much joy and smiles to High Rollers as well. And then obviously out there, we know you're out there, Matt. We know you're out there, Matt Toffolo. We send you the big love too. Matt and Trell always in
Big
our
love.
hearts. Big love. But yeah, and then literally, Katie, Trot, and Kim and me, we started this mess 5 years ago. Can you literally believe it? 5 years ago we've been doing this.
I watched our first video and I couldn't look at it anymore because I look dead.
No.
I look like a dead human being.
It's not a good thing.
It's that
Also-
awkward bit of waiting to start, and we didn't know when we were live, and it's just like,
Are we live?
are we live?
And I was mid-eating something, like I always
Awkward.
fucking was. And
Very awkward.
I think it's the real journey in the 5 years has been the amount of
And now we've got
hairstyles I've
that.
had.
Yeah, we've got
So many
the-
hairstyles.
Do it again. There we go. Now we have this.
I believe at this point, chat's right. Rhea has definitely played more D&D than previous members have. So
I
you,
think so, yeah.
you know,
I think 3
not,
years.
not than us,
yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
Than
Yeah,
Matt.
no, obviously. But older than Matt. But, we got to remember where we come from. She's not a Babby
Matt
anymore.
was saying on Twitter today that he needs to dust off his dice and
He does. He does.
As
He
I know,
does.
right?
come and play with us. So
Yep.
yes, please, Matt, do that.
I think it's that
Dust him
ancient
off.
Chinese proverb. Where did you come from? Where did you
Where
go?
did you go?
Where did you come from? Cotton Eye Joe.
Matt Toffolo.
Very
Matt
Chinese,
Toffolo.
yeah, super Chinese, yeah.
Right. Chaos
If
Flight
they're
clip.
Matt Toffolo.
Obviously, it's chaotic. You're joining us.
Matt Toffolo.
Welcome. We're going to run through a couple of quick notes, and then we're going to do a recap, and then we're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. We've already mentioned it's the 5-year
TPK.
anniversary. We've already mentioned it's a 5-year anniversary. What a celebration. First things first, we've got a sponsor, and I'm going to hand it over to our king of sponsorships, Sam Regal's brother from another mother, Chris Troll.
Wow.
Take it away.
Okay. Hello and welcome back, everybody, to Who Wants to Be a Nord VPNaire. It's been quite the nail biter today, isn't that right? Tom Hazel.
Oh yeah, you better believe it. Wow, I got this far. I
Those
can't. I
Rhiannon.
didn't think I got this far.
You've done incredibly
Like
well, answering everything correctly so far. Audience, if you could keep it down for us, please. Thank you.
Sorry.
Keep it
Sorry.
down back
Sorry,
there.
Jeremy.
Thank you. Tom, You've done really well. Let's have a look at your progress. So far, you've locked in peer-to-peer. It's welcome at NordVPN, as we all know. And you've climbed all the way up from worldwide access, soaring through the ability to block malware and use NordVPN on multiple devices. You've unlocked all these things. Congratulations. And just before the break, you nailed your 14th question to enable the browser extension, which, as we know, just protects the browser, leaving the rest of your computer completely latent free, so you can continue gaming and protect your browser. Isn't that right, Tom?
Yeah, that's that's the answer I put.
It all comes down to this, Tom. You've used your 50-50, but you still have phone a friend and ask the audience. This is it, Tom. The final question to be a NordVPNaire. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready
so
for the
ready.
question,
I'm ready.
Tom?
Yes, give me the question. Trot.
You want the question, Tom?
I would like the question, please.
I'm going to give you the question now.
Oh my god.
Good.
Please.
I'd quite like the question.
Answer the question.
Okay. What is it?
What is the code to get a huge discount on a 2-year plan with NordVPN and get even a month free? Is it A, Trot for life, B, Trot is Bay, C, HRDnD, or B, or D, Tom sucks?
Oh, tough one. Tough one. See, I'm edging towards Tom sucks because I've definitely heard that a lot before. But I think, Mr. Trot, I'd like to go with C. Final
Before I
answer.
lock in, you don't want to use any lifelines.
Phone a friend then. What do
You don't have to, it's a choice. But you'd
no,
like to
then.
phone a friend.
Okay, sure, yeah, I'll phone a friend.
Okay, who'd you like to call?
I would like to call... Oh, Rhiannon's busy behind me, actually, so I can't phone her. I'll phone Kim.
Okay, let's see if she picks up. 1 second. Dim the music, would you? Thank you. It's ringing.
Is it?
It's ringing. There's no ringtone. She's got it on silent.
I can't hear it.
Kim?
Yeah, okay.
Kim, are you there?
Yeah, all right. Who is this?
Hi, Kim. You won't believe it, but this is Chris Trott on NordVPNaire, and we have here...
Oh my god, I love you! I'm a big fan! Oh my god!
One of those. Classic. Okay, Kim, you haven't got long. Your friend here, Tom Hazel, he's on his final question. He's going to be a NordVPNaire, and he needs your help. So,
Who?
Tom,
Am I? Okay.
you've
My
got
friend? What? Who?
10 seconds. If you could
Tom Hazel.
give out the question.
I thought I
Your
blocked
time
him.
starts. Time starts now.
No. What are the huge discount on 2-year plan with NordVPN and even get a month free? A, Trot for life. B, Trot is Bay. C, D, HRDnD, or D, Tom sucks. I was going to pick C.
Tom sucks.
Am I right?
Tom
No,
sucks.
that's a big,
Tom sucks.
Stop saying Tom.
Tom
Stop
sucks.
saying that.
Tom
No, please.
sucks.
Okay, I'm going to
But
have
the
to cut
answer
you
to
off
this
there.
question is C, HRDnD.
Oh.
But you suck.
Okay, great.
Okay,
Yeah,
Tom.
yeah.
That's it. You've used your lifeline. It's now down to this question. Will you believe Kim, your work colleague and acquaintance, not friend? That it's
No, definitely not
HRDnD.
friend, not after what
C.
No. Yes, to get a 2-year
We're pressed
plan
for time.
with
Deal or no
NordVPN.
deal's on after this, Tom. We're going to have to really press you.
Oh, okay, then I'll go with C. Final answer, please. HRDnD. HRDnD. Look.
You want to lock in C. Is that your final answer?
Yes, that's my
Said it
final
was-
answer.
He's got to rush him.
Are you sure?
I'm absolutely sure. Unless I'm wrong, in which case this is awkward.
Tom? It's correct, Tom! You've done it! You're a NordVPNaire! Don't get up, there's a cutout, for fuck's sakes! Well done! You did it! You're walking away with NordVPN, 2-year deal plus a month free, using the code. Well, I don't know why you're so low frame rate. And you too at home could be a NordVPNaire by checking out the HRDnD deal links links. Click the links. Thank you very much. And goodbye, everybody. This has been Who Wants to Be a NordVPNer. Thank you. Thank you.
Clever.
Thank you for that.
Hold on. Hold on. Technical issues. There it goes.
There we go.
Oh my goodness.
I would like to move on with the bit now, please, Chris Trott.
Oh God, that's what got me.
Right, we're going to move swiftly on, but thank you,
So I don't do
NordVPN.
stuff live.
Thank you, NordVPN, for sponsoring. Check out the codes, check out the links, HRDnD, get that 2-year plan, get all those benefits from NordVPN. Real quick things. One, thank you very much to our moderators who organized a little gift for all of us. Thank you for sending us all these custom notebooks. Thank you, moderators. There's mine. Thank you so much. That's very, very kind of you. And I know Nightjar organized a lot of it. So thank you very much, Nightjar, for getting all that to us, and Kim for doing deliveries as well. Oh, Katie's one's nice. I like the little circle. Very sweet.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Right. just stop for a minute.
It's a lot of buttons. A lot of buttons.
There's that as well. And yeah, just a big thank you for that. Thank you, everyone who's been. I know there's been a lot of subs and donations and stuff in chat. We'll get to those in the break. The last thing I wanted to mention, and it's a totally selfish one, but it's a very cool thing that not only do we get to celebrate our 5-year anniversary, but I have written an adventure in an official D&D book. Yay! Finally announced.
He got a job.
I got a job! Yay! I'm very, very honored that I was asked to write an adventure for Candlekeep Mysteries, which is a brand new official D&D book coming out on March 16th. There's 17 adventures, and my one is one of them. I can't tell you any details about it because I've not had approval to do so. So hopefully soon I can talk about it, but I'm in there. And you can go and check it out. And yeah, I just wanted to mention that because I think that's really cool that we've literally come from 5 idiots in a really bad studio with bad cameras making a D&D show. And now I got to write an official adventure, and we have sponsors, and it's just what a wacky world to live in.
What's happening?
Looking
I'm a
at
sellout.
What?
looking at the photos that I put together, that first one of us, it's crammed in that tiny, tiny table. That table was so small, remember?
Yep.
Like crazy.
In the old games night
Look at us
room, in the old
now.
office. Yep.
Look at us now, Mom.
Look at us now. And with that, I think that is time for the Dun-Duns, basically. Let's play some Dungeons and Dragons. Welcome back to Aerois and High Rollers. Last time, the party have arrived in the Sky City of Gusthaven, docking their airship for repairs and to reunite with old allies. After recouping the party funds by selling various magical treasures and magitech weapons to Azaria Perel of the Aethagora and meeting with Sky Prince Aradan and Lucius's sister Adea, the party begin to plan their next steps. Quill uses his Eye of the Storm to learn the teleportation runes needed to access a hidden weapons factory of the Cloud Barons. And Sentry encounters a group of guardians and has the opportunity to use the Prime Matrix and save two ailing guardians themselves. Shortly after, the city is shocked when the astral ship, the Twin Star Longbow, which the party had brought to Aerois from the Astral Sea, soars across the trade district pursued by 2 Cloud Baron ships. The party leap into action to save the Twin Star and find Captain Thalia Whisperwind, a Medusa pilot, wounded at the helm. After safely recovering it and making plans to store the Twin Star in Gusthaven, the party must now decide what to do next with the knowledge and information they have. And that is where we are going to pick up today, as it is still middle of the day. We have not begun a new day yet. The grand sky city of Gusthaven, a floating city that soars through the air protected by magic and ruled over by the Sky Prince. You have the Storm Chaser, your airship, is still being repaired. Staying there will be noisy and disruptive, but is totally possible. You have rooms in inns provided by the Sky Prince, as well as a secret base that Lucius has maintained beneath one of the noble family's estates, built on his old family home's land. Secret. Slowly becoming less and less secret. But yeah, you guys have a bunch of things. So what do you guys want to do? Like, how do you want to proceed?
I think we're still deciding on where to store this massive alien ship. There was no final decision, but I think we would have had a discussion about it. And then I think some people were like, maybe we shouldn't have that trader and all her work colleagues and staff in my basement. So Lucius probably agrees to put it where the Sky Prince suggests to put it.
Yeah. So the Sky Prince has a kind of royal dock, like a warehouse, where his own personal airship and things like that are stored. He can actually have that kind of moved out, and then the Twin Star can be located in there. Has lots of mages and guards that can look after it. Obviously, more people will know about it because it is, built into the Sky Docks themselves. But it means that you get to keep some level of secrecy with your own little basement of secrets. That can be arranged. The Sky Prince and the Royal Guard Captain and the various shipwrights of Gusthaven will begin making those preparations. Thalia, still injured but recovering, will basically help maneuver the ship into the docks once an appropriate illusion has been conjured, and then it is laid to kind of rest in there and be studied ahead of time.
Cool. So,
anything else from anyone else?
Well, we know what we have to do next, I assume?
We need to teleport circle down to this weapon facility thing to try and shut it down, I guess.
The utmost haste, yes. Before the council meeting.
So, council meeting is in, 4 days? 3 days?
3 years?
4 days.
4 days?
4 days.
4 days.
4 days.
To recap the information you have, so in 4 days' time, the leaders of Aerois, the world, will be meeting in the Sky City of Horizon to discuss the Valkyrian threat, the Starbane threat, the threat of Callus Starbane. You heard from Bellinor Magrona that his brother, Democles, would be traveling to this kind of, an unknown location a few days before the meeting, about 3 days before, so tomorrow, effectively. And it is believed that they are manufacturing Aetherium weapons along with the Valkyrian Empire. So Aetherium being the rare resource that the Sky Cities of Aerois is unique to the Sky Cities of Aerois. They collect it from the air, and it's used to empower magical items, magical relics, and do wonderful things. It's Adea, Lucius's sister, believes that they are working in collaboration to create weapons.
Cool.
Yeah. So,
in terms of
how much?
Don't suppose we have any
much
idea
later
of
in
what
the
the
day from the
guarding
fight are we?
was like?
In terms of
Not
guards,
far,
there's guards outside their estate, but we don't need to use their teleportation circle to get there. I saw the runes, and I'm pretty sure I remember them. But we can use any.
I'm sure it's pretty
circle,
sure, Quill.
like 98%. But
Okay.
we can go to Sky Prince and use his teleportation circle. That means we get the runes that we need to make sure that we get back safely as well. We'll end up here, not somewhere else entirely. So that's a way to get there by using the Sky Prince's teleportation circle.
Well, just as a point on teleportation circles, the way it works is the teleportation circle that Gusthaven has. It's not the Sky Princes; it is the cities. You learn those runes, which are like a permanent dial code, right? Think of it like a telephone number, right? Once you know the number, you can go to that teleportation circle. Anybody who can cast teleportation circle, you can cast teleportation circle anywhere. You draw it out on the ground with chalk or with dust or whatever, and then you can immediately vanish. However, that circle is only for that one casting. Permanent circles are the ones you have to learn the code for. So, for example, Lucius, who can cast teleportation circle, you don't have to go to the Sky Princes to go to teleport somewhere. You just need to know the code to come back, and that's where you will arrive. So that's the way it works.
Okay.
I'm guessing I can't just leave the circle on the floor and as I can escape. It has to be casted and drawn within 10 minutes, and then boom.
And then it's
you go.
gone. Yeah, basically, when you use one to travel somewhere, the one you created to go vanishes, basically.
And you can't leave it and be like, I'll leave it for 10 minutes and come back.
No. Yeah, it doesn't stick around, basically. The permanent circles are the ones that you have to come back to, effectively. You basically travel between to a permanent circle, but you can go to it from anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess.
But if we get stuck in this manufacturing facility, then I can at least cast teleportation circle as well to get back. I think you can as well, Lucius.
I can. It takes me 10 minutes to draw it all out, but it's possible.
It's not a quick escape. It does take time to conjure a teleportation circle. Yeah.
It's a ritual after all.
10 minutes.
I believe it's a minute.
Yeah, 1 minute.
Yeah.
Either way, it's an escape. We don't know where this manufacturing facility is. If it's a teleportation circle to get there, it could be anywhere. So we're going to need to teleport back anyway, regardless.
True.
But we should definitely go there, try and shut it down. And I mean, this close to the meeting, they've probably manufactured and maybe even shipped a lot of the weapons that they'll need. But we may be able to find some ledgers of where these weapons went to. A way to stop people at this, even getting into the meeting to begin with, if they potentially have these Ethereum weapons.
We need a way to provide evidence as well. Taking our word for it, I'm sure the Sky Prince will. However, the rest of the council, and you know the Dragonborn don't exactly hold us in high regard, taking us seriously is important. So if we can provide some evidence or maybe take something with us, like you say, blueprints or anything like that, plans, that would be a high priority, I assume.
Yeah, it would also be a way to take these weapons and maybe even manufacture them ourselves, or maybe take control of the plant ourselves so that it's under Gusthaven control rather than Magrona control or anything else. But either way, after taking down 2 airships and saving another one, I'm pretty spent. I think tomorrow is a good idea. After a long rest is what I'm saying.
Okay, that makes sense, yes. We need to be at our best. We still have 4 days, do we not?
We do. What does everyone else think? What's the plan of attack? You're just going to teleport straight into this place?
If you're our way back out of there, one of our ways back out, and if you're a bit spent already, then yeah, we probably should take some time, not run in. But I am a little bit worried that we're just going to, poof into existence in the middle of a giant factory full of potential very explosive devices, and we have no idea who's there. I don't know what we can do to prepare beforehand, Maybe we can have some plans of attack as much as we can.
Invisibility.
Yeah, always a solid.
I can precast some spells. We can precast a load of stuff before we move in, but again,
you could use the same technique that Nova had to haphazardly apply to you as you decided to fly off from a lunch table and fly to the Magrona's house. The invisible flying scout of the area. Maybe we can do it on Echo or something like that as well.
Yeah, Echo. I can also cast Arcane Eye. I can scout the entire place out. And that's invisible.
That might be good to do.
Yeah, I can cast invisibility on 4 people, and also I can disappear in the shadows and things like that as well. I've been practicing on my stealth.
As
So
you
yeah,
guys
there's a few
having
things I
this
can do too.
conversation, by the way, a giant metal and wooden creature with giant antlers and a big pair of wings like a giant bird lands as close to Sentry as it can get, which in Gusthaven's docks is on a nearby pier, and it kind of lets out this kind of mournful as it makes its way towards Sentry as this giant antlered flying beast now kind of looms beside her.
It's not a Sentry. Is he just staying around with us now? Do we have a pet?
I can bring him back into the Matrix when I want to, but this is Alnissix. This is my new companion.
Alnissix.
Alnissix.
Alnissix. Pleasure to meet you. Put out a velvet glove to something.
Yeah, I think that Alnissix would kind of raise a taloned claw, or maybe kind of lower its head so your hand brushes against it. It's strange. It is a mixture of organic kind of wood, kind of like Sentry, right? It looks like a guardian. It has like these organic wood elements, vines for muscles, but then it has like armored metal plates as well, and then this single glowing eye in the middle of its face, and then these giant antlers reach up. I say giant, it's actually probably not as big as I first described. It's only a medium creature, but it's still got like a pretty big wingspan. So when it's all kind of like brings its wings in, it seems quite large and imposing.
A big presence.
I mean, it's got to be big. It's got to be big enough to carry Sentry, who is also large and imposing. So I imagine it's pretty decent size.
Yeah, you're probably looking at kind of its body is smaller than a horse's. Like, it's probably just big enough for Sentry to ride, but then it has these huge wings that are all folded up and these big, powerful talons beneath it.
Pleasure to meet you.
And it kind of just brushes its head up against your hand, Lucius.
Lovely.
It's very glad to meet you too. To meet all of you.
This is Elko, right?
Yeah. That's in a way. The same way that Elko is also Echo.
Okay.
So can you still summon Echo and Elko?
I can only summon one at a time. So they serve different purposes in their different forms. But yeah, this is, I suppose, my airborne variant.
Okay, 2 of us can fly now. We're making progress.
I feel a little bit better about the fact that Sentry
Oh, I can fly.
might not fall off of things as often if she can, have something to fly on.
This is something that we did clarify. We got a bit wrong last time. It does take 10 minutes to summon your steed. So no, if you're falling, you can summon it as you're falling. You need to have, them out and ready to go. But again, like with the Find Greatest spell, like they exist now. You could have them nest on the ship, and they'll just stay there until you summon them. You can communicate with them telepathically. So at any point, you can just be like, "Hey, I need you to come and get me," or whatever, or do this, and they can give you information and stuff like that as well. So, yeah.
Speaking of flight, for the rest of us, perhaps it's worth. I'm going to go get some resources so that we can cast these teleportation circles. I'll head to the trade district to do that. I feel like a strong, otherworldly presence patting me on the back for that. And then we should probably get some featherfall tokens for those that can't fly and hit the floor like a dead weight.
We've used all of ours. Probably a good idea.
So if I could have,
I think one.
We, I feel like we should probably put in an order as well for the wolf pack, for the crew's armor and weaponry as well. I think
yes,
that
an
would be a really good
enchanted weaponry, pikes, I believe it was, all fully enchanted, and the ability to fly.
I don't know that we... Okay, Armor
Once
as well,
again,
armor. They're a
if
bit
the wolves can
squishy.
fly before I can fly, I'm gonna be mad about it.
We'll put
Just
in
saying.
another order.
I mean, I can
Okay.
cast fly on 3 people, including myself. So if
I
you
know,
want to
but
fly,
you know,
you
I
can
don't
fly.
want to. I don't want to rely on someone else to fly. You know, if the wolves can fly whenever they want, I want to fly whenever I want to. It's just a principle thing, I think. I mean, I don't know. I'm fine though.
So-
You know.
Okay.
If you just hand me all the platinum bars that we have, I'll go order all these things.
We don't have any left. We spent them all.
Ah.
Yes.
We
Oh.
do have
We have
we already-
gold.
24,000 gold. Yeah.
Yes.
And that'll give us all the everythings. Yes?
Almost definitely not. Not fully enchanted weaponry, no. Not for everyone
No.
on the ship. All 10, apparently
Unfortunately,
10.
I don't think we're going to be able to afford enchanted weaponry for everybody on the ship, Lucius, I'm afraid. I think at first we should go for a standard armor and weapon set.
I told them that they'd get one, though.
Why would you do that?
I got excited.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, either way, I have all the money in this little replica chest.
Wallet.
So I can
I'm
go with
also
you. I
updating
also
it
need
whenever
to-
you do stuff because I've got it on my inventory, by the way, just out of double checking that we are actually tracking this stuff.
Yeah, I do too.
So,
I've got it in my journal.
Is the plan to go and buy this stuff and get these materials for teleportation circles and stuff? We
Yep.
can probably just kind of skip over some of this because you know where to go. You've already met Azaria Perel. She likes you guys and happily sells things to you. They can also supply mundane gear from the Aethagora as well. The teleportation circles for each casting of teleportation circle, as Lucius is very aware, having mentioned it, you will need rare chalks and inks infused with precious gems worth 50 gold for each casting. So
I will say that
Azaria
to
can
her.
probably supply up to 4 castings, so 200 gold's worth on hand, and then she'll be able to get more made for the future. But for the time being, she can sell you up to 4 castings of teleportation circle. The Wolfpack's gear, Kamara put a list together. If you would like to buy them a whole new set of weapons, which it would basically equip every Wolfpack member with a heavy crossbow, a pike, and short swords, all mundane, not magical, would be 600 gold. And then in terms of boosting their armor, their current AC is 14, each member's. You can boost all of them to have an AC of 16 for 2,000 gold, or boost their armor to 17 for 4,000 gold. And it still gives them full range of movement. They won't have disadvantage on acrobatics or like doing any like ship stuff, depending.
Who's with me in this trading?
I'm the money guy at the moment, so I am.
So I think all like the whole party's together. I don't think you guys split.
Go on,
up
Quill.
or anything.
Go on. Give them the big one.
So we're looking at what, 7,800 for weapons, armor, 4 castings of teleportation circle.
No, I believe you might be combining the 2 different sets of armor there, my good man. 4,000. If you wish to give your crew the best armor possible, splint mail, kind of a variant of splint mail, it would be 4,000 gold, and then 600 gold for a set of weapons, for 10 sets of weapons, and then 200 gold for the teleportation circles costing. So 4,800.
I was combining. 4,800. We can do it.
Very
it's,
reasonable.
As the quartermaster, I will fulfill my role by saying it can be done. Now, as the captain, you have to make the final decision.
Oh, yes. Give money.
Oh, okay, then. In that case, tiny chest, big chest.
Just on the table.
Very impressive.
There you go. 4,800. 1,
Just takes.
2, 3, 4.
I'm not going to
Oh,
Five.
we've missed the meeting.
Yeah, you pay the money, mark it off your sheet, and I will update the airship's stats to include stats for the crew. But generally, their survivability improves. So things like with the crew, buying this stuff for them, because I don't track things like hit points for the individual crew members. They generally have their own system of like when they get injured. But this makes them much more durable. So if you get into another fight or if they take damage, like
Their
buying
saves.
upgraded weapons and armor,
Be good.
it makes it a lot better. Right, so it's not just an investment in boosting their AC and giving them different weapons. It will basically increase their attack rolls when they make an attack as the part of the crew action and stuff like that. So yeah, okay, paid for.
Great.
Azaria will have all that sent to the Storm Chaser. She won't trouble you with traveling all that. She's like, no, I can send that all off. She probably hints that she's very excited to work on the Sky Prince's new project. She's been informed of her involvement and is very interested and excited. Sells you the teleportation circle, everything else. Yeah.
Lucius very obviously looks around. What project? I don't know of any Project Quill. Do you?
No, my dear Lord
good.
Elanestor, there is no need to be coy. My chambers are warded against scrying or eavesdropping, and anybody within earshot will most certainly be coming with me as my assistants.
Right. Got to keep these things on the down low, though. I'm practicing.
And if I were speaking to the ones who were not involved, you can be assured that I would be subtle.
Excellent. Glad we could count on you. Anyway, Quill, let's head to my house. Not
subtle.
in the basement.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. That's where we're going.
Take care. And she just smiles, this kind of very ethereal, very odd woman, Azaria Perel. There's often a disconnect when you speak with her that you don't notice. As you are traveling back to Lucius's hidden basement, Nova Vija.
Oh no.
You hear a voice in your head, a voice you have not heard in a long time.
Oh.
It is the voice of Professor Whitsong, your old academy professor.
Oh.
Nova, this is Professor Whitsong. Spoke with your mother. Incredible finds. Things have been happening in Vortensar. My research halted. Being kept quiet. Be careful. You have 25 words to respond. It is a sending spell.
Oh god, she knows I didn't submit my last paper.
Conscious effort to.
Blah, 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 blah.
Are you in danger? Is it Starbane?
Yep, that counts.
Possibly meeting council member soon. Can I trust them? So much to tell you. I don't know if that's 25.
You got 3 left, I think.
Yours sincerely, Nova.
Okay. There is not a follow-up sending.
Oh. Not that I want to add anything to our ever-growing list of things to do, and we do have quite the list of things to do. I've just received a message from my professor back in Vortensar, and
Oh, lovely.
it doesn't sound good.
Oh.
She says that her project has been suspended, and she says to watch out and be careful. Which, if she's saying it, something's wrong. Something's going wrong. I've sent her a message back to ask for more, but she hasn't replied yet. I know that we've got more pressing things right now with the bomb and the meeting, which is probably also going to bomb. But yes, if we could just add that to the pile of, oh my, there's a lot of things going on.
Right, okay.
This project,
Well,
is it important?
yeah, what is the project the professor is working on?
Well, Professor Whitsong, that she moved to Vorten. The reason she's actually a high elf. She's not Ganassi. And the reason that she moved to Vortensar was to investigate the Jasavir incident. Of course, you all know about the Jasavir incident, don't you? From the last time that I told you about it, right, Quill? Right, Lucius?
Yes.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Jasavir incident. You know the
Yes.
one, Quill. I
Yes.
nudge him.
My favorite.
Was it better
Mhm.
than my planet
Mhm.
being blown up?
It was on a similar vein, where
That's
my
quite similar.
I think I was distracted by that last time you mentioned it. So sorry, I really didn't listen. My bad.
It's fine, Ayla. It's fine with you two. It's just the other two.
Yes, your
And
people are on
Sentry,
their
remember it.
Yes, we understand.
Yes,
Yeah.
the Jasavir incident is basically where the city from the Ganas homeworld was accidentally teleported by high elves from this world and swapped places with Vortensar. So Vortensar is actually from the planet Ganas, which we discovered when we were up there in the Astral Sea. So she was trying to investigate the spell that the high elf scholars in this planet carried out, so she could figure out if she could teleport them back, or how to stop this kind of thing from happening again. But also maybe we were kind of investigating a little bit into planar magic, but it's fine. And if she's been told to stop that, then something, I don't know, with everything that's happening, I don't know. I have suspicions, Starbane suspicions.
Well, it would be sensible to assume it's part of a bigger, more terrifying scheme, and to work backwards from that. If it's not, that's good. But we could always plan that it's the worst case scenario, at least. But you're right, we do have
maybe
only a few days now to sort this current incident, but I'm sure we will... Can you send a message, I assume, back?
Yeah, I asked for more details, but she hasn't replied yet. I didn't tell you, but I cast Dream the other night, so I could speak to my mother, and I sent her kind of information on Ganas to share with the professor, which I think is why the professor's got in contact with me. I guess we'll see if there really is a council member coming from Vortensar in the next few days, and maybe I can learn more from them, depending on who they are.
Yes. We'll make that a priority to make sure that you have contact with them.
Thanks, Lucius.
Well, I'm sure all of us agree, right?
Oh, 100%, yes.
Just very,
Thank you.
very verbal diarrhea today. I don't know why, I've had too much caffeine.
Sentry, stop
Sentry, you gotta stop
making so
making
much
those.
coffee. It's too much.
How the
Don't
stuff that Howard
stop.
put me to make is amazing, and I can't stop drinking it. I can't stop giving it out. The people need to try
I can
it.
stop at
It's
any
so
time.
Good.
Couldn't you,
Me
Sentry?
too.
Anytime.
I can stop whenever I wanted. Isn't that right?
Right
Isn't
now.
that right, everybody?
I'm not drinking
Yeah,
right
exactly.
now. Not a
I'm
big
not
deal.
drinking right now. Not right now, at all.
And how bad is your headache?
Huh?
Oh, you're both drinking. Okay, great. Well, Vortensar can be on the list. I mean, we're in Gusthaven. We're heading to Horizon. Vortensar should be accessible, relatively easily accessible, with all the teleportation circles on every city. So maybe we can get there quite quickly after the meeting. But it's just a question of when do we get our ship back. We can
Well, if
definitely
we're
go
still
there.
waiting for the ship, then we can go via teleportation circle anyway. And then when we come back,
Yeah.
maybe the ship will be done.
Yeah.
Put on the list. The big list that keeps expanding.
Big list. Right, excuse me,
Big
I'll just
list.
add that to the list
So-
as well. Point
With all
20.
of this, what's the plan? I mean, it is probably just barely afternoon, or at least early afternoon. Is there any plans that you want to do before you? I know you guys want to take a long rest before you head to this secret facility. What's the plan?
Maybe we should check in with Moonstar.
Oh, yeah, we
Sorry,
can.
who-
Yeah,
who-
Moonstar.
Your sister?
Ah,
Whoa,
Yes.
Ayla,
Well, we can't say that in public.
Yeah, it's like talking about the secret basement.
Well, even though
Oh,
we're
yeah, the basement,
definitely
yeah.
the wink.
we're all in the basement
Secret
right now.
basement.
All right.
Extra cautious.
Secret basement.
to update her. Maybe she can assist with this infiltration, so to speak.
That's a
Maybe
good
some
idea.
more information from the good Magrona.
Is she a daytime kind of person? I mean, she does seem to operate mostly at night. Does she just sleep through the day? Does she just not sleep? Actually, she's an elf, isn't she? So elves don't sleep. That's really handy. I can see how that would be really handy being a nighttime
Well, they
vigilante.
have to rest. They have to
Mm.
trance for 4 hours. It's not that they don't sleep.
Mm.
They do.
Handy.
Yeah.
All
So
of
do you guys?
that-
Well, you can head to the Lucius basement if you wish. See if Moonstar is there.
Yes, I'm sure they will be aware and will come see us. They probably know that we're speaking about this already, and will meet us at my special hidden place that doesn't exist.
Great. Okay. Subtlety. Sure. Let's go there. See if
What are you-
Can we
they
pick
are
up
not there.
some
Then we'll go.
featherfall things on the way?
Yes, you wanted feather. Sorry, feather. How many featherful tokens did you want? We'll just do it. They're 50 gold each.
Should we do one each? Well, actually,
One
Quill, you don't
each.
need one.
Yeah.
So 1, 2,
You don't
3,
need one.
4.
200 gold.
Just
Just
one
mark off
each.
200 gold and get a featherful token each.
Isn't it nice being able to not need that? Being able to
Until
fly
a
again.
wing gets broken, then they'll need another one.
Shh, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that.
Not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
You guys,
One
yeah, you pick those up on
featherful
route,
token.
whatever it is. Yeah, you grab them.
Thank
and
you all.
everything. You gonna say
Done.
something?
Nothing.
Mhm.
No. Just when we're there. If Moonstar's there, then great. If not, I'll sending.
Yeah,
Then, I
no.
guess.
So when you head down into the secret El Anasto basement beneath the little park that's been set up, you find this big open expanse area. There, not necessarily things have been moved in, but a small corner of it has been dedicated to what appears to be like a small workbench. There is a bedroll on the floor, some like satchels containing supplies, clothes, that sort of thing. And you see with the mask off, Adea, Lucius's sister, is tinkering with something on the workbench, some sort of kind of grappling launcher, kind of grappling hook device. And she's fiddling with that. She hears, there's no immediate panic. You know, she seems to be aware that you've entered, but doesn't say anything. Seems to be intently working on her latest gadget, her latest little trinket.
Well.
Hello. Didn't mean to interrupt your whatever that is, but
You are not interrupting.
we
Keelite. I am capable of maintaining
good.
a conversation and working on this at the same time. She seems to be kind of screwing in various plates and some sort of crystal device.
Wonderful. Well, we wanted to update you on our plans regarding the Magrona weapon manufacturing facility thing. We intend to head down there via teleportation circle tomorrow, as early as we can. We
She looks up.
plan on maybe casting invisibility before we enter, so we don't get spotted the moment we enter the place.
Wise.
But you
Do
are
you know
a
where this
master of.
facility is? You say that you are traveling there via teleportation circle. You have obviously studied the runic sequence necessary. Do you know where it is?
Would I know how to find out if I just had the runes?
It's literally just
Okay.
knowing it's like knowing a telephone number, right? Like
Right.
it could be anywhere.
No, I don't know where it is. But
Interesting.
it's accessible now that we have the runes to get there. But since you're a master of, staying silent and hidden, we were wondering if you wanted to help
I am
in
not a
some way,
master
scout the place
of
out.
such. I am no master of those sorts of things. Nor fear. Lucius and I's guardian and protector taught me. She is far more adept at stealth than I am. I have practiced a little bit in the city. Well, I intend on coming with you. I made this clear last time. I'm glad that you've informed me, but obviously I'm coming with you. This concerns the people that killed my parents, and Lucius will be there, and it is important to Gusthaven's protection. I am coming with you. In terms of your tactics and visibility, yes, a very sound idea, especially for those of you. She looks in Sentry's direction. You do not seem to be the quietest of individuals, Guardian.
No, stealth is something I've struggled with in the past, I'll admit. It's not really my
Visibility
strong
will
suit.
be very valuable for you then. If the Magronas are, well, they must be involved if you've confirmed that they have this facility through whatever means you have. They are potent mages. We should expect that there may be magical defenses there, things that can see through invisibility, things that can dispel spells, perhaps even constructs to protect them, soldiers. I imagine this place will be heavily defended. We should expect a battle. But the longer we can go undetected, the more we can discover without being found, the better.
Perfect. Well, we've
What's he
got
working on?
Sentry's Echo. Okay.
Oh, I am working on a new. My previous, my magic is better suited to creating these machines and relics. I lack a lot of abilities to get around by myself. I've been modifying a sort of tether, a kind of grappling tether to go further and longer. It's proven useful in the past.
Oh, I don't know if this would be any use to you, but I found this, and I take out a kind of battered bit of parchment. I took this from the Prime facility a long time ago. You might find some use from it. And I hand over the sketch of there was like a sketch of a metal rod with different weapon heads. Different weapon heads could be attached to. If I just say weapon heads enough, maybe the words will actually come out my face properly.
She looks at the parchment. Is like, this is fine work. This was being drafted by a very powerful magician, somebody who was very well versed in enchantments. I think that such a thing is quite honestly a bit beyond my abilities, Nova. This is my talents. My brother has the innate magical abilities that he has. I was more of a study, and in that study of magic, I also have a lot of my father's inventiveness. I am not as skilled with raw magic as our mother and as Lucius are. My talents lay in creating technology, I suppose, of a sort. This item is far more enchantment. This would have been made by a very powerful sorceress or wizard. I imagine somebody like Azaria Perel would probably be more suited to making something like this. These formulas are more in line with creating magic items the traditional method. Mine are a little bit more modern.
Oh, thinking of modern, do we want to show Adea the things that we brought back from the Astral Sea that are just on the Twin Star Longbow?
What are you doing with your face right now, Nova? What are you?
I'm trying to do the secret. Like, I just feel like we need a visual signal for when we're being
I
secret.
feel like she can hear
Lucius.
you.
Ah, the thing that Lucius's eye has been doing. That,
Yeah.
I'm like flicking a light on and
Twitching
off.
thing.
Like,
Essentially, it's like one light goes off and then one light comes, it goes off and on. That's the equivalent of winking for
Isn't that
Sentry.
noticeable? I've been trying to be really subtle with it. I think I've got my
very
language
not.
very down. But it's just the face.
I can hear you, Nova. You're not being particularly quiet.
See?
What thing?
We brought back like this thing, this like I don't know what it is, some kind of transport that works with magic-y things that
Magitech.
are all from that
I
stuff.
mean, I'm certainly interested. Some sort of transport that moves via magic. What, similar to an airship?
No, it's little
the
and it
ground.
has like wheels.
2 wheels. Only 2.
That shouldn't be possible. Something that small would require an immense amount of Ethereum. I am interested. That's very interesting, actually.
Where did we keep that? Where is it now?
It's on the ship.
On the ship.
We should probably bring that into my secret basement.
Please say
Safekeeping.
secret basement one more time.
We're in it. It's fine. It's safe here. I can say it all I like. We
I
should
am
go
very
fetch it,
interested.
though.
Yes. Let
I'll
me put my
send-
mask
grab
on and
that.
I'll come with you.
Right, we'll show you. Great.
Yes. I'd like to see the ship. I've heard about it and I saw it. I assumed it was involved with all of you somehow. I'm very curious to see it as well.
It's our
I know
ship.
the Sky Prince would like me to investigate it along with Azaria.
Well, we'll give you the tour.
Excellent. Let me just... And she picks up her kind of opaline, rounded mask, puts her hair up and like clasps on like a helmet, and then it snaps to, and the voice modulation kind of comes over. All right, let's go.
Would it not be best for us to not be seen with you? For your identity's sake.
Since working with the Sky Prince, I've been more visible in the city. I don't think it would be too unusual. Also, I will be sticking to the shadows.
Very well. Does anyone want anything from the ship, or you're coming with me?
Yeah.
Oh, you
Come
want
with
to go
me.
now? You want to go
Why not?
now? Now.
Oh, what,
We got-
what do
You
you...
want to go now?
You got things to do?
Okay, no. No, I've got nothing else to do. No possible way of getting out of this. Okay, let's go. Yeah, I
don't
need
have
to
to
get my
come.
scarf back anyway.
I understand. It's nothing
Mhm.
personal.
I need to get my scarf back. So, yep.
Oh, you
At
can
some
get the
point-
scarf back.
If we can investigate this ship and this transport you have, I would also be interested. Sentry, you appear to be very different from the last time I spoke with you. Could I talk to you about whatever has happened, this transformation?
Oh, of course you can. Yeah.
It's very interesting. You're radiating a considerable amount more magical power. Something like that could be extremely beneficial.
It's the Prime Matrix. We went to the Volcanos facility, and I met the Prime, who is this ancient guardian who's been on Aerois for thousands and thousands of years. And he passed his power over to me, and now I'm his descendant.
I know that the people of Zolvin were marveled for their magical advancements and technology they created. Is it possible that this Prime was the source of that knowledge?
I believe so.
I would very much appreciate it if I could study whatever has happened, these improvements.
Yeah. Can do.
And with that, she just kind of gets her things ready to leave.
You can probably tell
you're
that Sentry
coming.
was a bit uncomfortable with that, right? With that request, maybe? Can I message
I
your
leave that
rig
to
and
you
just
guys.
say, can I message your rig Sentry and just say, you don't have to if you don't want to, Sentry?
It's okay. I'm sure any knowledge gained from my race is beneficial to anyone. In some regard, a lot of people don't know a lot about Guardians. It's just it's been a lot. It's a lot of people have asked.
That's what I mean. Like, I know that you're amazing and you're like the god of all guardians and stuff, but if someone tried to prod about and examine why I had any of my powers, I would probably hit him. So I mean, if you don't want to do it, you just say, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Ayla.
So the plan is to head to the ship.
Yes.
Okay. You
Okay,
guys
so-
make your way. You have full authority. You know, you are literally champions of the Sky Prince as far as the city is concerned. So making your way into the secret hangar is no problem. Inside, it's probably been a few hours by the time it took you to go and buy stuff with Azaria, get that all shipped out, come back to the secret lab and chat with, all of this kind of stuff. It's probably getting to evening time. And when you arrive, you can see that work has already been, the ship has been pulled into a large, huge warehouse, and there is like wooden scaffolding built around so that people can get onto the top of it. You see a black dress wearing her black dress with this kind of ornate mantle of shimmering purple and black cloth is Azaria Perel. And she has a visor of crystal over her eyes, which is kind of glowing with subtle enchantments. And she's just staring up at it in wonder, kind of making suggestions to an attendant who's making notes nearby. Guards are patrolling around it. But yeah, you make your way in. You head up to the kind of landing entry and peer inside, where you can hear Captain Thalia aggressively. You kind of enter and you just hear a, "No, don't fucking touch that. I'll let your mage examine it, but you don't know what you're doing. Just leave it alone, all right? If you touch that too much, you're probably going to send a pulse of infernal energy through the ship. Go on, get out. Go on, go and speak to your mistress. Get out of here." Ugh. Kyrie, they're fiddling around with the engines again. Make sure. Can you check the weapons charge? Oh, it seems okay, Captain. Not too overcharged over here. I think we're in safe parameters. All right, at least they didn't do that. Could have blown off half of this warehouse if they'd messed around with it too much. And then emerging from the engineering department with a buttoned-up shirt this time, a cleaned Nova scarf around her neck. You can see it's been cleaned of like any blood and things like that.
Oh.
And Thalia is actually wearing it like a scarf. She kind of emerges, not expecting to see you guys there, and there is a kind of like, hey, and then she starts taking the scarf off, kind of thing, as if like, oh, I'd forgotten I was wearing this, kind of thing. And she's like, I wasn't expecting to see you all so soon. Are you all well?
Are you okay? You seem to be having trouble with the researchers tinkering.
Oh, yeah. They're tinkering too much, honestly, Keelek. They're fiddling with things they don't understand. They're treating the infernal engine like one of these plebeian airships that you travel around on. It's not the same. Ethereum, whatever it is, very different thing. The infernal engines are temperamental if they're not dealt with properly. But yes, other than that, they're annoyingly curious. They all keep looking at me as if I'm about to turn them into stone, which I find very irritating. And apparently, nobody's willing to bring me any alcohol, so I'm annoyingly sober.
I could probably talk to them and say that in exchange for poking and prodding at this, that they should bring you alcohol. Maybe scare them into doing it.
Please do so. Well, they're too scared to even talk to me half the time, so if you wouldn't mind, Ayla, that would be much appreciated. Who is this? And then she points in the direction of the masked Batman. the Batman woman you have brought with you.
This is
where Mark's going to have to annoyingly talk in two character voices.
This is Moonstar. She works with the Sky Prince and is working with us as well on a mission coming up, and she is very invested in this sort of technology. I've given her access to have a look at the ship, if that's all right with you, Captain.
Well, thanks for at least asking my permission. Seeing as we've got enough of these elves poking and prodding the Twin Star, one more won't make a difference. Moonstar looks kind of around. It's hard, you can't read an expression because she has this complete mask on. This is a extremely impressive thing. I don't quite know what to even call it. Vehicle seems utterly lacking in descriptive terms. Thalia just kind of nods. Well, at least somebody appreciates the Twin Star. Yes, by all means, have a look around if you wish. Are you all staying around for a bit longer? And you can see Thalia's kind of like looking, glances at Nova, looks around at everyone else again.
Nova is currently hiding behind Sentry, just kind of lurking a little bit, just like, just...
Yeah.
Oh, we were hoping to take a look at the, that thing? It's got like 2 handles, 2 wheels, kind of roll it around and it stays upright.
Bike. Yes. The one that you recovered from that Valkyrian ship.
Yeah, we wanted to show Moonstar that as well. I think that would be of great interest.
I wasn't sure if you wanted this Azaria woman to look at it, so I hid it in the storage compartment. But yes, if you want to take it,
thank you.
By all means.
Yes. Don't want everyone scrutinizing all of the things that we own.
You might have a difficulty getting it past her. She's been obsessively over the ship. But it's in the storage. I can lower it from the outside, and then you can take it out from there. But what you do with it after that...
Is there something fancy yet completely useless that you could trigger on the ship to get the attention of the staff whilst we put a cloth on it?
I haven't turned the shields on yet. I'm sure that will draw their attention.
I have a suggestion. Can we just tell them to piss off for like an hour or something, and then they can come back later?
Well, maybe you lot can. They're not really willing to listen to me. It seems that they keep saying that, as per the agreement with the Sky Prince, they've been given full rights to examine it. But maybe if you tell them, it might have some more meaning.
Lucius, you could maybe say that you need an hour or something. I don't know. This is at the end of the day, it's not her ship. She's been given privilege here, so I think that asking for an hour is fine, and then we can hide it away again. She doesn't need to see it.
True. I just hope it doesn't raise more suspicion than necessary. But
just say that we want to spend some quality time with our friend and have some drinks. Because I do actually want to drink.
I'll go ask them now. And I'll walk out.
Okay, sure.
Can I go with him and just try and look intimidating? Don't know if it'll do anything to this woman, but I'll try.
Okay. So yeah, you guys making your way out there. I think shortly after, like while you're having this conversation, Kyrie, the little harpy girl who's the gunner of the Twin Star, kind of clambers down the ladder and is kind of peeking around. Oh, hello everyone. And she kind of looks at the ground, averting her gaze. Big Cat, you hear like a meow from the helm, and the big white cat of Big Cat emerges, kind of brushes up against Sentry and Quill. Nova.
Oh, still so cuddly. Still so cuddly, Big Cat. Not trying to eat me, at least.
Yes, as I think he's been missing all of you quite a lot. Nova, thank you for saving him.
Well, there's no problem. I would save anyone. Big Cat.
Perhaps I think that the plan, I don't really want to, I think seeing as we're on the Sky City, I was thinking that perhaps Kyrie and Big Cat and I might stay off the ship. It's rare that we actually leave it, and seeing as people are poking and prodding all over the place, I thought maybe we'd go and check out one of the inns in the city. Are you staying anywhere in particular, all of you?
Lucius will whip around as he's like almost out the door of the ship.
Sure. Okay.
Oh yes, you can come stay in our seat. And he just backs away.
We are staying in a inn, lovingly gifted by the Sky Prince. So
yeah.
I mean,
what's the inn called?
You can have my room if you want. I'll just sleep on the Storm Chaser. I'm really not fussed by the fancy room.
Oh, it's fine. I'm sure. Well, considering this deal I've broken with your Sky Prince, getting a room should be. I think that's within his accommodations. No, I think it would just perhaps be good to get off the ship for a little bit. And she kind of just looks a bit awkward and stands around while this is all going on. Ayla and Lucius, you guys make your way over. Azaria has kind of turned, is almost doesn't notice you guys approaching. It isn't until one of her attendants kind of like taps her on the shoulder and points that she kind of looks over. Ah, Lord Elanasto and Ayla, I believe, wasn't it?
Yep. Hi.
Hello
How can
again.
I help you?
Lucius gives
Fascinating thing.
a glance at her attire, trying to hide his expression, but noticing he gets a few like flashbacks to other sorts of things that have worn similar color schemes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's well, perhaps you're okay. So when I said it was like black and purple cloak, it's not Valkyrian purple. It's like a shimmery fabric, right? It's more of like very wizardy. It's very like it's probably glamour weave, the same thing that your Lucius's clothes are made out of. So it's kind of like sparkling, glimmering. But yeah, it's I was
Doesn't
not
have Starbane on the
It's-
back embroidered.
No, but it's not even the same color, right? Like it's not
Okay.
like a stark purple. It's just has a purple shimmer of magic to it. Is what I more meant.
All right. Good.
It's almost like she dresses almost like a widower at a funeral. You know, like it's this big, elegant black dress with like a veil and stuff, and then this kind of shimmery black, shimmery purple-ish energy.
I love the outfit, by the way.
Thank you. I do
Is this
try and do my own fashion trends. I know that bright colors are more in at the moment, but I
They
think
are?
there's something elegant about a clean black or a mute grey.
I need to add that to my wardrobe. Please let me know who your tailor is.
Of course, yes. I have one in my house at the 8th Agora. Come and see them sometime.
Oh, yes. Sorry about that. I did get carried away. I said I wouldn't buy from this place.
You did. Is there something that I can help you with? I must admit, I'm quite keen to continue studying this incredible thing, this vehicle, this ship. It is
Quite the vessel.
miraculous.
Yes. First of its kind. Quite the honor, I'm sure. I hope you understand the gravitas of your situation, being the very first of an Aerosian seeing such technology and keeping it
at
at the
that
utmost
is where you're
importance.
mistaken. Of course, dear Lord Elenasto. I am not the first to see such a device, am I?
Hmm?
Well, you and your companions, you were the ones who discovered it and brought it here.
True, but I mean in terms of research and that knowledge going beyond where we are right now in Gusthaven.
Very true, very true.
And use you for a... I'm dumb. I am a dumb one. I think Ayla can agree.
Oh, 100%.
I am
Yeah.
not going to take this technology and research and then utilize it for Aerois. I simply used it to get back. I mean, I was... Never mind. Anyway, what I'm
Do
trying
not
to
put
say...
yourself down, Lord Elenasto. Like so many, you made use of what was available to you, even if you did not fully understand it. That is common for most people. It is
Right.
rare that an individual asks why something works. For most people, it is merely enough that it does work.
Precisely. What's he talking about? Anyway, I would like to put
Yes?
in a request, if possible. We haven't spoken to our dear friend, the captain of this ship, Thalia, and her dear friends, our friends Big Cat and Kyrie, for a very long time, and they've had quite a rough time of it, and we wouldn't mind a moment's peace aboard the ship, and also to go through our belongings. Some of our belongings are still on board, and I'd like to procure them because they are personal effects of some of ours. We'd like to remove them from the ship before everyone starts rummaging through my undies and other things that I haven't even washed. So, if you wouldn't mind giving us an hour.
Disgusting. We just want to
perhaps I'm
chat with Thalia.
mistaken.
She's a bit overwhelmed with everyone poking about. Can you give us an hour to just catch up with her? She was a bit banged up when she got here, and then come back. Is that okay?
You are requesting that my team and I vacate the warehouse whilst
Just
you
briefly.
have these conversations.
Briefly.
Yes.
Make a persuasion check, Lucius. You may... no, you're not going to get advantage. She does not... I mean, Ayla, you can make an intimidation check if you really want, but your presence certainly doesn't intimidate her.
I won't bother.
She's not the type to be threatened by physical endeavors.
17.
17. She looks at you for a long time, and it's this uncomfortable sensation of like, you feel like you're being read, like you're a book, and she's just like analyzing. Her eyes like absorb every inch of you. Of course, Lord Delenasto, I would not think of depriving you from companionship with this wonderful woman who has come from the astral space. I'm sure
So
there are
very
much
kind.
you wish to talk about. Of course, yes.
Very
But
hospitable
I will
of you.
have we will take a break. I will have my staff leave and give you some time to speak.
Good for
Of
morale,
course,
I
but-
heard. Frequent
Of
breaks.
course, yes. But also, please do not feel that you must hide anything from me. If there are things that you wish to remove from the ship, or if there are conversations you wish to have, anything that you say in my presence is, well, it would not go any further than myself.
Okay, I'll be honest
Can I
with you.
insight check her?
Yeah, of course.
Whilst it's been incited.
Wait, what? Insight check?
Oh no, I
What's
rolled
that?
terribly though. I only got a 9.
You know, it's the classic thing of like she is very difficult to read. Like you don't see any body language or like anything that would imply that there's anything more to what she's saying. You don't know.
If you must know, and I am sure a strong trust between those that work directly for the Sky Prince is important.
Of course.
I do have a small bag of experimental underwear, and you're actually the first to know about it. Some of them has less material than I'm willing to show other people, but I'm building the confidence. Some of them have the initials of my family embroidered on them. Is that what you needed to know?
There is a look of disappointment and just kind of like not pity, but almost just like, oh dear. Well, I will leave you to your experimental endeavors. We shall take a brief break. And she waves to her attendant, a signal for the team to vacate for a small period of time.
Perfect, thank you.
Much appreciated. And I'm gonna look at Lucius with what the hell? I'm pretty sure she could probably read from my expression that Ayla was like, what the hell are you doing? But she will also say, can you just Thalia, she's not going to turn anyone to stone, and she doesn't really like it when people, overly stare at her, just as a point for your team. I don't know if it would be reassuring for them.
Of course, no, please, Miss Ayla, extend my deepest apologies. Unfortunately, some of my staff are not as, well, they are perhaps a little small-minded in certain circumstances.
Oh, of course.
Please make Miss Thalia well aware that I am deeply sorry for any insult, and that I have no concerns of her appearance or abilities, and I'm more than willing to help. I could perhaps discuss her condition with her. Perhaps there is a way that I may be able to help, if that is something that concerns her.
I think that would be of great interest to her, if you wouldn't mind. That would be very, very much appreciated by all of us, actually. So, thank you. But yeah, no, it's more that she's not easily offended, Thalia, like at all. It's more that I kind of feel like your crew could maybe do with feeling a bit more comfortable. Like, they're fine. She's fine. She's got no interest in that.
There is no need. Disciplinary actions will be taken. And she makes a note. She's
no. No.
It is not appropriate for my staff to treat one another and to make them feel in that case. No. There must be at least a warning must be given. A verbal warning will be given.
Just set their minds at ease. There's no trouble.
And don't forget, this is her vessel, and she owns it, and she knows it inside and out.
I'm deeply interested in her knowledge of how this vessel runs, what it has achieved, but also of the worlds that she must have visited. I find her fascinating.
Oh, she's got some stories. You're going to have great conversations. I'm sure she'd be more than happy to chat to you.
Thank you. I please extend my invitation. If she wishes accommodations, if she wishes new clothing or food or anything she requires, House Perel will provide. And she nods her head. I will leave you to your catching up. She smiles and almost like, doesn't quite float, but she just walks effortlessly with grace. Like everything she does is just ethereal and perfectly balanced. And she just, yeah. Meanwhile, in the Twin Star, how's that awkward scenario going? Out of interest.
Nova's still hiding behind Sentry. Kind of just looking at everywhere, like really intently at some of the paneling, and
I think Sentry would like pick up on it and just ask how Nova's doing. It's like, are you okay? Is it the professor? Your mum? There's a lot on your mind. Are you okay?
Yeah. Really worried about the professor. We got a lot going on. Nervous look at Thalia. Nervous look away. Yep. Yep.
Nice and awkward.
No doubt. This is fun.
I think Quill. What's Quill doing in all of this?
I'm leading towards the magic bike thing. Like, so when we found this, we were being chased by like this giant space worm thing. Okay, it was huge, and Lucius got turned to stone, and we tried to balance him on top of this thing to ride us back. Honestly, I think this thing saved us. I don't know how we would have got him out there if it wasn't for this thing, but it stays balanced. 2 wheels, balanced.
Okay, so you're explaining this to Moonstar. I get what you're doing now, like you're telling the story. I think you noticed that Kyrie kind of follows behind as well, and has just followed you and Moonstar as you go back into like the cargo area where it's all been stored. And just kind of is like quietly kind of like just following and like doesn't really join the conversation, but kind of just lingers around. Moonstar, as soon as she sees the bike, is just all over it. Like is examining it and is, kind of poring over it. Loads of Magitech artificer waffle at you that you don't really understand, talking about like power cycles and distributions of arcane schools and forces and all of this kind of stuff. But yeah, like she's totally
nodding and looking between her and Nova, like, yep, Nova, you wanna jump in on this chat? I don't know what's happening.
Sure.
Didn't we have a suit of Magitech armor as well? We were trying to figure out what to do. I'm doing the secret.
We did
thing
because
as well.
we discussed Sentry wearing it, and then it wasn't worn.
So
we do have it.
It's written down.
Let me find it, but I definitely wrote it down.
Something gravity.
It was a gravity thing. I definitely wrote it down because I checked it the other day when we were going through all this.
Yeah, you bring that out as well. Kyrie probably pulls that out. She goes over to like a storage locker. It's like, the armor that you brought and the power crystals are all in here actually. Quill.
Where?
And she gets like a big wing.
What?
It's like.
Okay. Anyway, here's the grav armor. Enjoy. I'm gonna. Bye.
Quill. Thalia's been really weird. She's like been really weird ever since you rescued her. I think she's like upset about something, but she won't tell me what it is.
I mean, I heard her yelling about people prodding and using the ship.
Before that, no. Before, she was drunk when you all left. And she's always drunk. But this time, because we didn't have any more in the ship, and as she's gotten more and more sober, like she's been crying and she's been like really mad at herself. Like she's been like, I've heard her, and I something's wrong. And I don't know what to do because I can't talk to her. I can't talk to her when she's like that.
I know that since she got here, she was always looking for a way out of the curse, and I made an attempt and it didn't work out, but. Maybe, I mean, I don't want to just ask her outright. Like, I know that she wants out of the curse, but maybe I can have another try. I've gotten stronger since we last met.
You're just the only way. I just don't know what to do, and I didn't know who else to talk to. And Nova's being weird, and this is all really like this place is really different and. She's been quiet, okay? Like, there's all this stuff going on, and Nova's not talking about magic and all this kind of stuff. And I pick up on that sort of thing,
Yeah, Nova has been quiet. Yeah, no, I noticed it too. Don't worry. It's weird. It's really weird. I don't know why. But anyway, if you've been hearing Thalia, then maybe we should just ask her about it. Maybe we should just ask and just, maybe we have some better solutions now that we're actually here.
Just keep
I'll do
it.
it.
She's probably
I can do it.
Okay, yeah, you should do it. Yeah. You're brave. And then she kind of gets behind you, like wings are kind of pushing into you, like yeah, pushing you forward.
Okay, all right, and I'll say it was my idea as well.
Yeah.
I love that she's talking to Quill now, and this is adorable.
Yeah. Well, he's a birdman, and she's like a harpy. So like she's
I
like,
know,
he's
but
got wings, I got wings. We're friends now.
it's so nice to see her actually open up to someone, though.
Yeah.
It's adorable.
Yeah.
Bird pal.
Hey, Thalia and Sentry.
Yes, Quill. Yes. What is
Yes,
the matter?
In private meeting.
Oh, yes, certainly. Well, Miss Moonstar, examine at your heart's content, I suppose. Nova knows how most of the ship's engines. She was a very fine engineer on our journey back. I'm sure she could probably explain to you how some of all of that works as well. Yes, Quill. And then she walks over to the cockpit, basically, like, all right, let's talk in here.
Now that we're back in Aerois, I figured it'd be best to let you know that Sentry has regained her role of motivational master. Or wait, what was the role we gave you?
Morale officer.
Morale officer.
Morale officer.
Morale officer, not motivation master. No, that's a different thing. Morale officer. So she's like
That's my
keeps
other name.
people in the best of spirits. She makes coffee, she makes food, listens to your problems and solves them. That's what Sentry does.
Okay.
She's the best.
Great. What was
what's
it you
happening?
wanted to talk to me about?
Oh, just if you're in a little funk, then with all the people prodding and prying, and just yell it out with Sentry. Let her know all the problems. We can solve it.
Wait,
What?
Nova's being weird, and so you're being weird.
Being weird.
What's-
No,
what-
we're not being
what's
weird.
happened?
No. Nothing's
no-
happened.
What-
Nothing.
What's happened?
Kyrie, run! We're busted.
Yeah, and when you say that, she walks. It's like a and she runs out and towards her turret. Like she runs back towards the turret. Like I'm sorry, Thalia. She flies up into the turret.
Kyrie told me that you've been upset recently and quiet recently, and since arriving in Aerois, you've been.
Quillick, please don't make this any more painful than it already is. God, it feels like I'm back in. It's like I'm back in the courtyards when I was a teenager. I think I upset Nova, and it has been weighing on my mind. That is all.
Upsetting
That's it.
Nova.
Yes, I did something stupid when I was drunk, and I regret it immensely. All right, is that what you wanted to hear? Yeah.
Did you hurt her?
Yes.
What did you do?
No, I was very, flirtatious, and when I'm drunk, I'm stupid about things like that. That's all. And yes, Nova is somebody I respect a lot, and it was stupid. It was very stupid of me. So, if you will allow me, I've been pitying myself, as I always do when I'm sober.
Sentry.
In fact, and perhaps it's better. I don't think she really wants to talk to me, so perhaps it's better if. And she puts the scarf in Sentry's hands. Like, if you should give that back to her. I don't think that I should really talk to her. Just another thing that I've fucked up in my life. So, just, yes, still.
Sentry.
What, Quill? What?
Solve it.
This, I
He just looks at you both like, really?
I've dealt with crushers and teenagers, and this is different. This is a big thing. This is a big thing. I think they need to talk it out amongst themselves, Quill.
We really don't. No, that's a terrible idea. Like I said, just give Nova the scarf back, and we'll just move on. We'll just try and forget it. That's all. I'll apologize, and then we'll just move on. So,
As long as she's okay. Nothing.
I think I just, no, maybe not even upset, embarrassed. I don't know. I don't know. I'll apologize and hand the scarf back, and we'll just
That's
move on.
probably the best
We can
thing
all
to
forget
do.
this hideous mess, and I can go back to drinking and forgetting what a complete disaster I am. How about that? That sounds good to me. Excellent. And she claps her hands and then goes to leave.
Is Moonstar looking at the bike this whole time?
Yeah. So like,
Is she-
yeah, no, 100%. They're in like the other bit of the
Yeah.
ship, like looking at the
I'll
bike.
just
and
go to
Yeah,
that
I'm
bit of
like-
the ship, and
Yeah,
I'm
Lucius
just
is gonna come
standing
back.
there.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it moves people. It's got wheels. I really am not the person. Nova, why is everyone not
Ayla,
talking
I am
about
not
this?
expecting you to provide me with any sort of technical
Oh, thank
specifications.
God! It moves things, makes things go forward. Did we tell you that we put Lucius on it? He was a big block stone. I'm gonna
Just
go
me-
now. Bye.
Me and Sentry go in. Well, I think that went well.
Great job, well done there, Quartermaster Quill, if I do say so myself.
Wonderful. Nice
Oh,
job,
what did you
motivation
do?
master.
Lucius
Hmm.
walks
Oh,
in.
just-
What did you get up to? I've got the place to
Just-
ourselves, by the way, so that we can all catch up and chat to each other.
Oh,
Great.
lovely.
Well,
Perfect.
let's try and get this bike into the place. That place. The place, you know, the place.
Yeah.
Is that the plan?
Secret basement.
I'll
That
hand
one.
Nova back her scarf that Thalia gave me. I'll just say I'm not really 100% sure what happened between you two, but Thalia said she's sorry. I'll leave it
Oh.
up to you two, I suppose. I don't want to meddle.
Oh, she.
I'm not meddling.
So it's
she
got
gave
two
you my
wheels.
scarf.
It goes forward. Nova!
She gave you my scarf. Okay, that's fine. That's
Yeah.
that's brain. Ow. And there's a pop, and Nova goes invisible.
Okay. Yep.
Just.
Okay. Nova, if you ever want to talk to me
yep.
about anything, you can come talk. I don't know where you've gone, but you can come. You can always come talk to me. My door is always open. On the airship or anywhere else that we ever end up in the galaxy, I'm always here for you, Nova. I'm just gonna let you know, okay?
Thanks, Sentry. I don't really know what to do with this, but being invisible helps. I don't understand what I feel. What brain hurt. Ow. Ow.
Wonderful time to take a break with an invisible Sentry just, like looking around the room trying to give advice to an invisible embarrassed Nova who's you know, I think that's a great time to take a break and then
Agreed.
when we'll come back we'll
Running
assume
away
you guys
from her
have got-
problems.
when we come back we'll assume you guys get the bike. There's not going to be any complications getting the bike to the Lucius basement really. You guys take that back.
Shall we move
and
the
take a long rest.
Should we move the armor out as well? So it is
Yeah.
Yep.
15
Armor and the-
Magitech crystals. The suit of Valkyrian armor, full plate, grav armor, heavy. Is what I wrote down. And Magitech bike, which I underlined.
We have no.
several
It's
times.
14 Magitech crystals because we used one to power the bike itself.
You used one, yeah. Yeah.
So
Sounds good.
see, some people write it down.
I just wanted to check.
Make
I knew what was in there, but I'm just checking. Cool. All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break. Tommy's going to try and read out some messages, but we probably are going to try and do them at the end. We'll do them just on the High Rollers channel because I think there's another stream on Yogscast after us. So we'll try and do a bunch of them at the end, basically. So if you need to take a break,
Yeah.
Tommy, don't just read a couple out and then feel free to take a break. I'm going to go get another
That's
drink.
okay. Well, just very quickly, we had a donation yesterday, I think after the tweet
Okay.
went live, that is from Crispy. It was $500.
Wow.
I'm
Crazy.
sorry.
Well,
Oh my
That's
god!
Thank
$100
you.
for a year. Every year.
That's yeah, that's wishing you all a very happy 5th birthday. Thank you for all the quality entertainment and hopes for many more years to come. Holy crap, that was yesterday as well. They sent that, not even
Thank you.
today.
Crispy.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Thank you
Gotta get
very
a drink.
much.
Hang on.
Thank you.
And I will carry on with a few more, but yeah, I'll read the bulk of these at the end, which will be on the High Rollers channel, not on the Yogscast channel. High Rollers DnD, twitch.tv/High Rollers DnD. It'll be on there anyway. IZNJ with a quarter hundo. Whoa, 5 years. I just wanted to drop a small thank you to you as someone who's been around since day one. Wow. This show came to me at an odd, uncertain time in my life and truly has helped make me as an artist, TTRPG fan, and person. So a million thanks. Holy crap. From day one, 5 whole years. IZNJ or IZNJ. Keishi with a half hundo. Weekly funding for yearly rolling. Make it happen, Tommy boy. Sure. Yeah, weekly funding for yearly rolling. I don't know what I can do to help that, but thank you very much, Keishi. Christopher Clive has donated with huzzah! What a fortuitous day to catch up and watch live. I started watching at Lightfall's beginning and had to stop because of life around when Matt left. The pandemic gave me enough time to catch up, and now Tom is my favorite boy. Oh, you love to hear it. You love to hear it. Happy birthday, all. Thank you, Christopher Clive. You're my favorite boy. Talisman with a quarter hundo. Thank you, High Rollers, for 5 long years of amazing entertainment. I've been watching since the start, and you are who got me into D&D. Once again, thank you for everything through the trying times. Love you all. Thank you very much, Talisman. Star Wars Josh Smith with a quarter hundo. Happy anniversary, gang. Just began DMing my own homebrew campaign last month, and Mark, your videos and advice were invaluable. My players love my setting, story, and NPCs. Tweeted the story at you as well as my homebrew stuff. Here's to another 5 years. Thank you very much. Star Wars Josh Smith. Blue Kianite or Blue Kianite with $120. I don't know what the translation of that is, but it's 0.79, so it must be in pounds. Whatever it is, I think it's 100. Thank you very much. Hey, High Rollers. I've been watching ever since Juto had a friendly chat with some armor, yeah, and have loved every minute of it. You've brought many laughs and tense moments. Here's to another 5 years. Yeah, lovely enchanted armor. Love those things. Smurfette 505. I haven't been able to catch you guys live in so long. Happy anniversary. Have a great stream. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you very much. Timmy with multiple E's. Happy birthday, High Rollers. Thank you for the years of entertainment, and may the next 5 years be just as lovely as the last 5. Yeah, it will be. It'll be awesome. Montague with a quarter hundo. High Rollers. I'm only on episode 55 of Aerois, so take this donation. I've been watching High Rollers since the tiny green screen room. Oh my god. It's absolutely wild to see how far you've come these past few years. Peace out. Lots of love to you guys, and happy 5th birthday. Thank you very much, Montague. The Harley Evans with a half hundo just got out of hospital with all caps, shingles in my eye. Thankfully, everything is going to be okay, but if I lost my eye, I would totally have gotten myself a cool-ass Bird Boy Storm eye. Yeah. Anyway, here's 50 big ones because I finally managed to catch you live. Well, welcome, Harley Evans.
Welcome and
thank you. Storm eye. Do that? That'd be awesome. Star Wars Josh Smith again. I went back and started catching up on Lightfall since I first found you guys through Aerois back in October. I just finished episode 9, and oh my god, Granny Trell fucking murdered me. You ruined everything all for cheese. Shiogorath would be proud. Yeah. Smurfette 505 again, I think. Just realized I never finished last episode, so I'm going to have to join the VOD squad today. Have a great session. Thank you very much. Silver Drace with $40 dues. Hey everyone, I don't usually donate, but this seemed like an occasion that needed it. You were the first D&D stream I ever saw, and I hope to see many more amazing RP moments from all you beautiful people. P.S. Trot's ads leave me laughing to death. Yeah, they're the best. Thank you very much, Silver Drace. I'm glad you are enjoying Yiggy Saw. Clear Skies, I'm so happy to have been following you since day one. So many beautiful memories. You guys are so inspiring. Here's to many more years. Break the chains. P.S. Let me know if you want new custom bracelets like the ones I sent you ages ago. Sure. I mean, I love a bracelet. Love a good bracelet. I don't know how the hell
I still wear mine.
Do you need a break, Tommy?
Yeah, I still wear mine.
Want to go grab a drink?
I was just going to go grab a quick drinky and then I'll be back. But there are many more which we will read at the end of the episode on High Rollers D&D.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yes.
Yes, we will.
And don't forget,
big thank you.
big thanks to our sponsor today, NordVPN. If you could also check out that link if you're interested in a virtual private network to protect yourself and gain access to the worldwide internet. It's a good deal. Go check it
World
out.
Wide Web at your fingertips.
Indeed.
Unrestricted with protections as well. And yeah, no, it's
Yes.
just also NordVPN have been really, really good to us. And obviously, if you do use that link and you do sign up for the service, it tells them, hey, I came from High Rollers. And that helps us. That supports us. So
Yep, I've got
it's
it.
a big old link. Everyone helping each other out.
Personally use it, so I can vouch for it being a good service.
Yeah.
And also, just a general thing I'm going to shout out as well. Thank you, a lot of people in the D&D industry and biz, just giving us lots of well wishes on Twitter today. Thanks, Matt and Hannah and Aviv and Jason. Loads of
Thanks, everybody.
people in the TTRPG community.
Very
Thank
kind.
you very much for all your lovely words, especially our favorite boy, Matt Mercer, as well. Lovely, lovely man. Yeah, he's all good.
Lovely.
Happy
was gonna
birthday
think-
to us.
Yeah, I was trying to think while we wait for Tommy if anybody has like favorite memories over the last 5 years of High Rollers, like any
Well,
particular
someone-
moments.
Someone just said that they've been watching since the old green screen room, and all I remember is that green screen freaking falling on my face multiple times through an episode.
So
Jesus.
much.
Just like- It was like blue tacked up or like pinned up, and it would like constantly fall down or like flop
yeah,
over.
yeah.
It was so
I
bad.
liked episode 1 of Aerois because at that point it was like we did the countdown, we did all of that stuff, and then it finally
Yeah.
and it was good
We
to
had
have
a
Ree with us
YouTube
for the
channel.
first time.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of
Yeah, I
palpable
guess-
nervous excitement, I'm sure, buzzing next to me.
Mm.
Yeah, it was just a good feel, and it was a really
It was a
good
good one.
start.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think going
Cool,
through
Kim.
all the kind of photos that I put together for our Twitter account, it was that convention, that photo of us with all our characters in cosplay, and I just thought
Oh,
that was
yeah.
so awesome. Like one of
Yeah.
our first conventions as Lightfall, as High Rollers, and we literally had someone dress up as like
Every
as
single
everyone,
character.
and that was awesome. And that lineup, like that was so cool.
That was nice, yeah.
Especially Ninja Girl.
Yeah.
Ninja Girl's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Um,
Thank you, too.
But yeah.
What about Ree as our new babby? Have you got a favorite memory
Oh.
for like since you've joined us?
I really enjoyed TwitchCon. That was really
Yeah.
fun going to Berlin. Like that was a really fun time, and
That was a very
Getting
fun
to meet-
time. One
That was
evening for
very
you
fun.
wasn't that fun. It was
but,
really
like doing
cool.
the stage
Oh,
show
Rhiannon.
and meeting loads of
Stage
meeting
show.
fans. I love meeting fans so much because it puts it all into perspective. It's like
It takes us out of this
But-
space, and it's like, oh
Yeah.
god, yeah. There's these people. That
Oh,
actually watch
people
and
that
enjoy
like
it.
what we're doing.
yeah, it's so
Yeah.
nice. It's so
Yeah.
nice.
Tommy, favorite memory over the last
Yeah.
5 years or the years you've been
Look
with
at
us?
us.
Favorite memory? God, all the live shows were a lot of fun, and I really loved. I love YogCon actually. Weirdly enough, like
Yeah.
I say weirdly
Yeah.
enough, it was great. But like the Q&A that we did there was a load of people that turned up for that. That was a lot of fun. And just doing all those Q&As. The one in Seattle as well. The Q&A in Seattle.
that was
that was a lot
chaotic.
of fun. And that was when I yelled about how much I hate the English Office for some reason, and I can't remember why.
Yeah. There was nothing that prompted that from the audience. It was just, I hate it. We were like,
Yeah.
okay, then, next
It was a
question.
question about
would've been
football or
yelling.
American football, and I just went on a spree about, you know what sucks? The UK office, the US office is so much better, and I felt like finally I was in a crowd of people who would agree with me. America.
It was yeah, I think it's funny. Like, there's so much. Like, there's so many game moments to talk about, but like, just like realizing what High Rollers has become. I think the first stream of Annihilation, Seattle, because that was
Oh,
like
yeah, that was
Katie
great.
Trott,
Yeah.
him,
That was
like, we all got to travel
insane.
together. It was a shame that Matt wasn't there with us, but like
With
doing a D&D
Dylan?
game with like Dylan Sprouse
Dylan
and like
Sprouse, yeah.
hanging out with
Yeah.
like that first time I was like, we've made it. Like, this is it. Like, we're here with like
Yeah.
the big people, and they recognize us as this D&D stream. And then I think doing the most recent LA where Kim couldn't join us, but we had everybody. We had Rhiannon, Tom, Katie, and Trot. And we did that.
Oh, and then
one.
Tom, you had to be dragged around Universal's Universal Studios so that I could go to Harry Potter World. And that day turned into absolute chaos because we just lost it
Yeah.
at some point in the day. Like, you know when Rhiannon and Tom lose it and we're like, they're gone. Me and Tom ended up like that by the end of it.
Yep. Yeah. I think
we
just
found
like
the
those
giant
two.
donut as well. It was like this big.
We should have got the Durner.
We should have got the donut.
didn't
Yeah,
get-
man,
yeah.
there's so many.
Didn't get it.
Amazing,
Cool moment.
amazing memories. I think we've all had. So yeah, great stuff. Let's get back into playing some D&D. Now we've had a little break. So
Let's
unless there's
celebrate. The nice
unless there's
TPK.
anything, a nice TPK. That sounds good. So unless there's anything that anybody wants to do post kind of getting the bike to the base, or if there's any conversations or anything people want to have, we can just take a long rest and then jump ahead if you guys want.
Sure.
Yeah.
Happy
I
to
need
do
to
it.
go and collect my my purchase in the morning.
Yeah, do you want to start with like let's assume Ayla that like on after getting the bike and stuff you pick those things up. Do you want to start the next day with Ayla kind of giving those out?
I think she would probably put them in people's rooms on the ship, on the Storm Chaser, or wherever they are. She would put them like slip a little note with them, maybe like terribly written. I think she'd probably like on one for Lucius it would be like, doesn't match your fancy stuff, sorry, don't have to have it if you don't want, and like little notes like that, and she'd slip
Handwritten
them under people's doors, and you probably can't read them very well, but she'll do that.
They're all there. So I guess when you guys wake up from your rests, your long rests, there is like a little packet, like not a package, but a note, and there is a kind of strip of cloth, like a highly patterned, colored, pigmented cloth, in the same colors that of Ayla's, like the tartan that she wears, and it's obviously been made to replicate it, but it is like a strip of that specific cloth with little handwritten notes there for each of you as well when you wake up.
Aww.
Nice.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Oh.
I think Sentry would tie hers to the handle of Her Majesty's rose and have it dangling off the
Kind
sword.
of dangling down. Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think Nova's gonna tie hers. She's gonna tie her scarf back on her waist and then tie it so that it's like braided into that as well, so it kind of loops around that. Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, you add these little pieces of cloth and stuff.
Lucius looks in a mirror and is like, I suppose it could. It's got to be somewhere where it works. I'll work with the tailor on this one. There'll be a spot for it, I'm sure.
Maybe like tuck it like a handkerchief or something like that. You
Yeah,
can get, like, a little
he tucks it as a
handkerchief
handkerchief
square
for
or
now.
something. Yeah, little square of it flapping out. Quill?
I think he's trying to find a way to add it to his new wing. But it's like, I don't know how to use this thing. Nova put it together, but she never actually told me how to take it apart, really. It'll go on my belt for now.
Okay. Yeah, so you tie it on the belt, which is, Ayla wears hers on a belt as well, so it kind of matches.
Yeah.
I think if she sees them all wearing it, she probably would do a double take with it, because she didn't actually probably expect them to. She thought they would just like put it in their pack or something and put it away, so she'll be a little bit chuffed.
And I think it would, maybe, I think most of you would be aware enough that, Ayla's mentioned that it's like her family, like tartan, basically. Like it's, so there's definitely an implication there of giving it to all of you. And Ayla, there is like something of, I think maybe seeing everybody with this like little scrap kind of all assembled together doesn't quite awaken a memory, but there is this immense sense of, like homecoming when you've been homesick for a long time and then you finally get in your house and you're in that familiar setting and it just feels right. There is that kind of sensation that seeing these people that you've spent so long with and you've risked life for all kind of wearing the same color that definitely catches in the chest and catches in the throat a little bit when you get there.
Yeah, I mean that's why she did it. She did it because she thought, well, don't have a family really, and these guys are probably my family now, and they deserve to represent that somehow.
It's nice, super lovely.
Ayla, I don't know proper tradition with where to put this, but I figured I'd just wear it in the same place as you.
Oh, that's fine. Honestly, I don't. You don't have to wear it if you don't want to. It's like it's whatever you want to do with it. It's fine.
Ayla, have I tied this correctly? I tried to mimic you again, but I wasn't sure if there was a specific knot or anything.
If it's on there, it's on there. It's fine. As long as it's on there,
Oh, actually,
yeah.
You kind of tied it on like this. Okay, hang on a second. Let me just try and do this again. I want to make it look right, Ayla. Okay?
Yeah.
That's where you're putting it. I suppose I could put it there too. I was thinking of getting a whole suit made out of it. Would that suit?
Oh my
Ayla?
god. I'd never seen that much.
What would the clan wear? Would they all wear just subtle nods to it, or would it be more of a? I'm just trying to figure out the fashion.
Skirt type kilt.
Bandolier
with
and
a sash.
skirt, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely doesn't work with me fashion-wise, but I will do my best.
Didn't think honestly, like you don't have to wear them. It's just I figured that like, and it's not exactly the same as mine because mine is like woven with wool and stuff. But I couldn't get anything better, and I thought that yeah, I don't know. It's just because clan and stuff don't have one. You guys are kind of yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Bye.
Cool. Awkwardly.
It's beautiful, Ayla. Thank you.
Ayla probably
Thank you.
finds
Yep.
on the deck the hammering and the banging of the storm chaser being repaired. If that's where you guys stayed again, is kind of echoing around. You hear Sprocket and Lily shouting orders at their crew. Nobody else is on the ship. Like all of your crew are staying in an inn somewhere in the city, but anybody of you guys who's still there, you catch sight of it. Yeah, what's the plan now? This morning, is it teleportation circle go time, or any last preps that you guys want to make?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, just make sure we know the runes to get back to Gusthaven.
Yeah, that doesn't take long. You can literally visit.
Yeah.
So the teleportation circle for Gusthaven is located in the Nobles district. It is like a small fort that's been built. So the teleportation circle is basically watched by guards in guard towers. There are guards on the perimeter, because obviously it could be an invasion point, right? If anybody got those circles and used it, they would, potentially be able to launch an attack through it. So it is guarded. It is, protected. Normally, you have to pay a fee to come and learn the runes. In the case of Gusthaven, it is waived for you by the Sky Prince, and you basically, both Quill and Lucius, you can spend, I think it's like 10 minutes studying the pattern, and you learn it. And it's like magically imprinted, like the sequence to now use Teleportation Circle to come to Gusthaven.
Are there like Simon Says training Magitech
there
toys?
Would be like a practice, not like
Brello,
toys,
yeah.
but there is like a mage, like an apprentice mage whose job it is to watch over the circle. Is just like, now yes, there will be a teleportation circle proficiency test. We do request that you replicate it using this system, and it's kind of like a bop it, where it's like, okay, input the code as you see fit and it lights up, and if it's correct or incorrect, it corrects you and stuff like that. And yeah, after like 10 minutes, you guys have pretty much locked it in, and then magically you're like, oh, yep, I just know it now. And you can use it whenever you need to.
I was always good at magic and colors. This is easy.
Yes, some people do find it easier. Do you request, Lord Elenasto? Do you see the different symbols in different pigments? This is something I'm quite curious of. Some people, when they see a certain symbol, they might hear music, or they may taste or smell a certain sensation. Do you see them in different colors, perhaps?
Oh yes, almost all of my senses are invoked in different ways, but they are always associated with a specific color.
That is fascinating, my lord.
Numbers are too.
The runes themselves have no inherent color. What you are experiencing is purely your own sense of.
What do you mean? They're all different colors there. That one's
no,
pink.
I assure you that to myself, they all appear as the same, a pale, glowing grey. And this has been reported by many doctors. Oh no, please, it's fine. But it is quite interesting. How
terribly dull.
Yes, I suppose it is.
So everything.
Mages, Not everything, just these particular sequences. Magic in particular. Some magic has color, obviously. Some magic may appear blue or green to me, but it is interesting that these runes appear unique to you. Some people hear music, chords attached to each one, or they may smell different foods.
Excellent.
Very
I suppose
interesting.
people see things in very different ways. Mine's a little overwhelming sometimes, I will say, so I wouldn't mind a little more of your vision.
Interesting. Well, you've completed the proficiency test, so please, you are welcome to use this at any time. We do request, if possible, my name is Timaeus. If possible, please do send me advance warning that you are about to arrive, if you have access to long-form communication spells. It just helps us make sure that we are not threatening you when you arrive, and also make sure that we do not have any big parties expecting to use the circle at the same time.
Okay.
Very
I
well.
remember that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Quill.
Very well. And he just, Timaeus kind of bids you farewell. And yeah, you now have the rune circle for Gusthaven locked in.
Excellent.
Okay. So Moonstar also intends to follow us through once we place the correct runes. It's now a question of what sort of approach we're taking. It's stealthy, I imagine, is the best one, but I mean,
Yes.
Entry Echo is probably more of a requirement than what was the name of
Alnisix.
Alnisix? Yeah, Alnisix. While graceful, big and loud. So Echo is probably the form you want to take for that one. Use that to scout around. I'll use an Arcane Eye and try and scout as much as we can. Get as much information silently, stealthily, invisibly, to inform our decisions.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Good.
Where are you going to cast the spell? Have you done all your spell prep? Have you swapped out any spells, Tom, and stuff like that you've done? You need to?
No, I'll do that now real quick.
Would you like me to do the teleportation circle there? And you can do the one on the way back.
I'll drive there.
Sure.
You drive.
Yeah, I'll drive.
Because I'd like to drink.
Perfect. And yeah, Moonstar will basically be waiting for you wherever you've pre-organized to make this. Mask on, fully loaded up with gizmos and things like that. Yeah, and that's the plan. So the five of you and Moonstar traveling through, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's the plan.
Okay. So Lucius, it takes you 10 minutes, a minute. You sketch out this circle on the ground, 10-foot diameter circle, etching each of the runes into certain locations as you were taught, but this time replacing those runes with the ones that Quill describes to you, to helps you shape. The magic, as you surge magic through the ground and into the ley lines, you feel a connection to somewhere distant. And springing into life becomes a doorway of swirling blue and orange. You can't see through it, but you know it has activated and it has connected to somewhere else.
Right. I think it's ready. Are we going to go in invisible?
At least
I think it's a good idea.
Echo.
Okay.
I'm sure they're going to see this on the other side, so it's not like this is subtle.
So at a point, it literally, you don't have time, like, once the portal is summoned, so we'll retcon this a little bit. Once the portal is summoned, it's around. You have 6 seconds to travel through it. You have to cast it again.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
And also, would
I'll
Echo work
I'll
at that range? Like,
If it's too
We
far,
wouldn't be able to
Yeah.
do that. No.
True.
yeah,
Yeah.
you won't be able to use Echo.
um,
So once this portal's
I
up,
can cast
go
invisibility
through it.
on 4 of us.
Sentry.
1, 2, 3. So yeah, whoever doesn't want it, say now, because I'm gonna start casting it. Oh, look, she's casting it. Who's she not casting it on?
Quill.
Quill.
Me.
All right. So all but Quill and Moonstar vanish from sight as Lucius is completing the last few moments of drawing out the circle itself.
I think
Any
while
other-
I'm
any other
drawing,
things
I'm
you're
like, you should probably cast invisibility now if you're going to do it. Just line it all up.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say, like, you guys would plan this and communicate. All right. No other plan. No other prep.
Don't think so.
I'll just cast a bless on myself, Sentry, and Ayla.
Okay. So D4 does skill checks and stuff. The portal, the swirling blue and orange doorway, rips open. Go now, or be stuck on this side.
Go, quick through the messenger ring.
Go, 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 go,
Right.
go.
You all jump through. Moonstar follows, and you feel yourselves pulled, as if the very center of your chest was tethered to a line and yanked. You feel your body kind of almost thrust through. You are not aware of in what direction, how long for. You just have the sense of movement. And then whoosh, you all find yourselves in a lit by a very faint, dim glow. This should work, and you should all have vision. A square room, not much bigger than the portal itself, the runic circle on the ground, which gives a dim glow. It is worked stone. There are no lights. You arrive in a chamber.
Is there anything on the ceiling, like, or is it literally just a stone room, top to bottom?
Stone cube. Stone cube, faintly glowing magic circle on the ground, which is the teleportation circle. As you emerge through the portal, it shuts behind you, leaving you in very faint, dim light. There is a door in front of you. There is a wooden, reinforced door. It looks like wood with studded metal plates.
Well, being the only non-invisible one, I'll duck into a corner.
Yeah, Moonstar
And
will
let
as well.
the
I've
rest
actually
of the
put a
guys-
thing down for Moonstar, yeah. I will get a better token for Moonstar next week. So yeah, flanking on either side of the door, Quill and Moonstar move in. Moonstar will make a stealth check. Oop. A little bit of a clatter as her weapons and things hit the stone wall, but otherwise slips into place. Yeah.
I'll messenger ring. Who wants to try the door? Shall I go? I don't mind.
I could try.
Go ahead.
Sure.
I love you, Sentry, but you're very metallic and loud. I'll try it if you don't mind.
Okay, go for it.
Excellent. All right, moving forward.
Okay.
Be
The
careful.
doors, Lucius, you notice, don't open outwards like normal doors. They wouldn't open out. It appears that they slide. There is some sort of like latch that you turn a handle and it unlocks these two hooks, and then you slide the doors apart. Almost like doors on like a docks or a warehouse might do. They slide into the wall.
Ready yourselves as I pull it open gently.
It opens, as you kind of begin sliding it open, you can see that it leads into what appears to be a docks of a sort. You can see various crates, barrels, what appear to be some arcane cannons that might be mounted on an airship, some ballistae that might be mounted on an airship, scattered around a kind of fairly large docks. You can see a big open stretch of white sky, and the temperature drops as soon as you open these doors. Frigid wind and flurries of snow kind of scatter in through the air. You can see that you are high up in the sky, maybe just seeing the tips of mountains on the horizon as you look to the other side of the docks, and it just kind of falls away into open air and like the tips of mountains. You can see two wooden kind of platforms that extend out where an airship might come to rest. And you can see at least a couple of figures kind of leaning up against the wall or sat on top of a crate, looking a little bit bored, dressed in kind of loose smugglers like armor and with a few weapons at their side, just looking a little bit bored, really. There appears to be a wooden gangway, like a kind of wooden balcony above you that seems to stretch around the room as well, and a staircase to the far south.
I think I'll skirt in. Obviously, I'm invisible. Ooh. And then tell everyone else through messenger ring.
Sure.
Come through. Let's close the doors behind.
What's
got
your
moments before then.
passive perception, Lucius?
Oh, it is 16.
16. The other thing you notice as you begin stepping out into the room, and I'll mark them on the map. I'll just draw like a little freehand or something. Put them in red. Where I'm marking the map, there appear to be.
You need to put on a different layer. Oh wait, no, I see him.
Yeah, you should just be. I think it's because I put it on the. I put it on the where the line is. There's one there. You might not be able to see this one. So in the corners of the room and on the northern side, up on not on the ceiling but above the gangway, there are 3. They almost look like large, heavy crossbows. A set of 2 of them kind of melded together. Not melded, but like welded together on a rotating clockwork pivot. And they tend to scan. They're almost like moving backwards and forth with a kind of crystalline eye set into the bottom of them. And they're kind of scanning across as if examining the room.
We need to be careful. I think there's some sort of magical sensors or something like that. Is that the right word, Nova? They might detect us despite our invisibility. This is all through messengering.
That is the right word. Well done, Lucius.
Wonderful. So we need to be cautious. They're in the corners of the room. Maybe it's worth staying central or behind crates and things on our route. I don't know the best.
Hear
of course.
footsteps above you. As you guys are as you're whispering in the messenger ring, you kind of hear like a.
Quill, if you're next to Moonstar, can you update her that there's people in here that you need to be cautious of? And sensors?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll use message to communicate with Moonstar and relay that. As for following you guys, we're still visible. I can't follow you, so don't close the doors.
Right. Can you close it behind you? Thank you.
Sure.
Everyone come in. I think up and left is okay. Stay under the platform.
Well, I'm going to need, even though you are invisible, those of you who are invisible will have advantage, but I do need everyone to make a stealth check just for things like moving and noise and things like that.
Ooh, I forgot
well?
to get my dice out.
I need those.
Whoopsie.
Moonstar will move
dice?
over and kind of darts for cover and ducks behind.
Hole
for
4
God's
there.
sake.
Doesn't matter.
Bum, 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 bum. Here
But you have
comes
advantage.
Sentry.
Oh wait, you have
No,
a
she
straight roll.
does.
Oh, because
She's
she's
disadvantaged.
Roll
disadvantaged.
because
Straight roll.
she's
Yep.
16 for Nova.
20.
General question: who got below? Who got below 12?
Wow.
Raise your hand, Sentry, raise your hand. So you guys move where you want to move, and as
Get
you
the
begin
hand
kind
in
of
the
stepping
air.
out and sliding the
I'm
doors shut
sorry.
behind you, you guys move where you want to go. Where would your characters all head towards? You can
I've
see
put
that there
my
is a large section of crates and barrels right in front of you. There appear to be 2 step ladders that lead up to this second floor gangway. There also appears to be maybe another room to the north and south as well, but both have closed doors. And there's a stairway that leads up onto the wooden gangway to the south.
Nova is probably going to head towards the north of this room, kind of near where one of these crossbow turrets are. She's probably intrigued by it. She wants to, see if she can figure out if it can detect magic, if it can see through invisibility from what Lucius said.
Okay. Quill, are you just staying where you are, or are you going to move?
I'm going to stay where I am, but I'm planning on casting an arcane eye at some point.
The door's shut. I think that the plan was to shut the doors if you don't leave that room.
That's okay. It can get through like a half-inch gap. So
Okay, so let's slide the doors shut and leave half-inch gap. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. As you're making the move, Sentry, whereabouts do you move to? Do you think? I'm gonna give you a little cat to use a arcane eye.
I think Sentry would just very tentatively follow the rest of the group, so she'll just carefully tiptoe. Yeah, just trying to be as quiet as she can.
Yep.
That's her priority.
That's nice.
As you do, even though you're invisible, Sentry, your heavy armor, the stone here, like there is a very kind of maybe it just like catches on like a loose piece of stone, or you kick like a loose piece of wood that's fallen down by accident, or maybe it's shutting the doors. Whatever it is, it's almost like there's no way you could have seen it. Like, you know, it's just that your nature of you being a bit bigger. It does kind of scatter, and you do hear a kind of from above. And then you see, those of you who kind of looking back the direction you came, like a very elven face, maybe a half-elf, kind of peers over and is looking down into the warehouse like, what was that noise? It's just kind of like, looking around.
Must be my imagination.
Like Sentry just messenger ring and just be like, I don't want to move. I don't want to move. I just make noise all the time. Should I just stay by the door? Maybe, and make sure the exit's clear.
Yeah, maybe stay there for now.
Yeah, just for now. Let us scope out the room, and then we'll give you guidance on where to go. You've got this, Sentry. Very still.
So have you. Okay.
I feel like you're saluting, so I'm going to salute back. But you're invisible, so I don't know. I heard an arm move.
No, I am. Clink.
Excellent.
As a point, just in case you're being confused by the map, this place is not in space. That is just wintry sky. There was no wintry sky option on the map maker, so
the wall just drops away.
Up in the air. Yeah, it's clearly up in the air.
Yeah.
somewhere.
So, Mark, you mentioned earlier that there were mountains in the distance.
Yeah. Well, not even that distant. Like,
Are they
fairly close? Snow-covered mountains.
identifiable?
And it is freezing cold. Huh?
Oh, are they identifiable?
You could make a nature check to see if Nova would know where you are. Maybe
I have a +7 in nature, so let's
some
go.
mountains. Yeah, maybe.
I rolled an 18. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
25. Judging by the frigid temperatures, the size of the mountain range, it's massive wherever you are. The rough elevation, you suspect you might be somewhere in northern Elsaraf, which is the northern continent of Aerois, like the top northern continent, but on the very northern edge where it gets frigidly, frozen cold. And yeah, there's just this swathe of mountains, of snow-covered mountains stretches out before you.
Speaking of being cold, I'm going to put my heater on. It's bloody freezing.
Elsaraf.
Elsaraf. Never been here.
No. All new.
Yeah, we've never seen this. Yeah.
DLC unlocked.
Okay. Fog of
I paid
War.
$5 for this DLC. That'd be worth it.
Yeah. That's what you can see from the little bit of the open dock that seems to stretch out from wherever you are. It's almost like this whole dock building. It's like a big square hole, big enough that an airship could maybe be stationed here. And looking around, Nova, I think you would recognize enough of this, similar to the Gusthaven docks. This is clearly somewhere where an airship could be resupplied, or things could be taken off an airship, or maybe loaded onto an airship. Some sort of docking station, maybe. What's everyone else doing? The sentry just freezes in place. The guard, who seemed to kind of peer over, just kind of looks around, seems to be suspicious, and is trying to look round. And then maybe you hear some footsteps, like going, further away, and then somebody coming downstairs.
I'm gonna messenger ring and say, might be worth Ayla or someone strong going near the steps in case we have to subdue them quietly. Nova, do you want to check out the scanny, sensory, magical thingies and see where we can go to avoid them?
I do want to check out the magicy, sensory, magicy thingies, but I'm not too sure.
Oh, I did get it right.
It's difficult. Yes, I'm not too sure how close I should get. Like, if it can see through invisibility, I'm going to get shot right in the face. Maybe we should focus on subduing the guards first.
Very well, behind these barrels then, if you could, Ayla.
Guard begins making their way over to where they heard the sound, looking around. They stop for a moment and look at the doors to the room, where there is this like half an inch gap, and it almost seems to look at it like, huh, that's weird. Did I leave these open?
Can
kind of thing?
I, while they're distracted, grab them from behind, put my hand over their mouth, and try and snap their neck?
Straight for the neck snap.
Let's treat this. This would basically be so you're going to try and grapple first. You're making an attack action. So you make a strength check. I'll oppose it with strength or acrobatics to grapple.
Okay. I rolled a 19, and I have +7 to my strength.
You grip him in a thick, like, neck hold. You grab them. As soon as you grab them, your hand goes around their mouth and your arms go around it. The invisibility drops on you. Those of you around, Quill, you're still kind of in your little room. Lucius, maybe you can see that one of these turrets in the southern left side is beginning to turn back towards where Nova is. Whether or not it will see them, you don't know. It's got some time. It's not like immediate. Like Ayla's probably going to have a chance to move. So you've got this guy grabbed, Ayla. Is the next thing you want to try and just snap the neck?
Yeah, I don't know if I can do like a knockout type thing, or if it would have to be like a...
It doesn't have to be lethal. You could choose to just like sleeper hold them if you want.
Can I sleeper...
I guess
can
that's
I...
Ayla. Where the Ayla would just
Can
be
I
like,
sleeper
neck snap.
hold? Well, I mean, the thing is she's not raging, and she's also not aware of who these people are yet, and she doesn't know if they're just Gusthaven people. So
I think as well, like the fact that you're not raging is a big factor. So this would probably be a sleep hold.
I will quickly call out saying, bring them over here, quickly, now. You're about to be detected.
Yeah, you can move at half speed when you've got somebody around, by the way.
I'll say that quietly so that she can follow my voice.
Try and go over here.
Okay.
And put them behind the
you.
thing.
They're struggling, like they're like kicking, like. Roll a d4 and then add your strength. So as if you were making like an unarmed strike, basically, but use a d4 instead. And we'll do this as damage to them.
Add my strength. Yeah.
Strength modifier. Strength modifier. So +7.
So 2 + 7. 9.
So you can see that like their face is going red. They're like they're not unconscious yet, but they are very quickly doing it. So just make another strength check to keep the grapple. They try and slip free. I think
you're muted again.
Sorry, 22.
Yeah, you keep the grip, roll another d4 and add strength. So over 2 rounds, like 12 seconds, like Ayla drags this guy behind these crates, like gets into the ground.
10.
Just watching, just
goes limp. Yeah, just kind of goes limp, falls into like unconsciousness.
That was brutal.
But Ayla is now.
I don't want to be shot by things, and I will duck into the corner, probably.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Drag them up into the corner. None of the turrets, Nova, looking at it, you don't think any of these turrets can see into the corner. Like they kind of rotate, but they don't quite go far enough. The other ones, there's one across the way in the far bottom right-hand side that has like a clear view of almost the whole docks, but it doesn't seem to register whatever Ayla did. Like it just doesn't seem to react. Whether she was out of range of it, you don't really know. So if I'll draw like on the map, I'm sorry, podcast listeners, but I will try and describe it. There are these 3 kind of turrets. I'm not going to draw. This isn't their exact range. I'm just kind of showing you some of the kind of like what they might see. So there's like these turrets, and they do move. They do kind of rotate, but they seem to have like a vision, a cone of vision on them.
I guess this is what Nova's working out.
Yeah, Nova can seem to, and you don't know how far they can see. You don't know how detailed their vision is, if they can see invisible creatures. All you know is that the far bottom right one didn't seem to react to what Ayla did.
What's the plan, Nova?
Interesting.
And then you've got one unconscious guard. Look, Ayla, if you look at what they're equipped with, they appear to be carrying kind of like a basic like short sword, a hand crossbow. The bolts have a very pungent smell of poison on them, and you can actually find there is a vial of poison in their pouch. Apart from that, it looks to be like a young half-elf man, dressed in like chain shirt, loose white shirt, leather trousers, boots, good sturdy boots.
No overcoat.
Do I
or
get
anything.
do I get any sense of like if they're like a house?
Yeah, with the temperature, they'd be wearing like a thick, like a fur coat, or like a kind of like thick fabric coat.
Do I get any sense of what like if they work for one of
There's
the
no
Gusthaven
insignias. No insignias or anything on them. Blonde half elf with some weapons and some poison. He's
okay. I'm gonna tell them through the messenger ring that about the poisoned darts and the poison on him.
Cool. I'll relay that as a message to Moonstar.
Yeah,
So
Moonstar's
everyone's
actually, you
aware.
can't see Moonstar anymore, by the way. She slipped out and is currently crouched behind a bunch of barrels outside.
Is it worth?
But she brings up a hand to her mask, taps it to the side of the mask, and Ayla, you hear a whisper. You kind of hear like a whispered voice. Any clues? Did you find anything on them?
I'll relay what I found. Nothing. Weapons, poison, standard clothing.
Likely just
Nothing recognizable.
Probably a low-level laborer or a low-level pirate for the Cloud Barons. We need to do something about these devices. It's going to be difficult to move around here, but we need to get more intel.
If these are Cloud Barons, should I be not just making them unconscious, killing them? Or I didn't want to do it in case it was someone from Gusthaven,
These are low-level goons. I'm more interested in the bigger fish here. As long as they don't alert anybody. As long as they're quiet.
Right. Any ideas how we go forward, Nova? Should we disable some of the devices?
Yes, but I have no idea how.
Sentry and Quill as well. What are you guys doing while Nova figures that out?
I'm
Staying where
sort
you
of
are.
scouting around with the arcane eye as well to see if I can spot any like entryways or smaller entryways into next rooms, or if the devices themselves have any connectors, like anything
Are
that's
you going to
connecting
send
all
the
of them
arcane
together.
eye up the stairs? So as you get to the southern area, you can see that there is a stairway that leads up onto this wooden landing that goes around the room.
I
And
think I'd
the
take.
turrets are actually set into the upper floor as well.
Yeah, I think I'd take the shortest route, sticking to the sides and corners as much I can. Like the thing's only an inch in size, but it's still somewhat visible on these sensors, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Nova, what was you going to do? Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to make sure that Sentry and Quill got a chance.
I was gonna suggest that we classic kind of stealth mechanics games. We maybe like cause a noise, like throw a rock or something, to kind of lure someone over, so they can do the classic, "Huh? What was that?" Neck snap.
Okay. Yeah, you can try that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to do that, you can see there is at least, you saw one more guard on the kind of north right hand side of the room. Seemed to just be kind of like sat around some barrels. Was actually kind of distracted and looking towards, like, it seemed to be like looking inside, like opening up, and is rummaging around in one of these crates when Ayla grabbed the other one. Quill, as the eye moves south, you see a yawning, very tired looking guard who's kind of got his eyes closed, leaning up against the wall by a set of wooden doors that look very similar to the ones that you used to exit the teleportation circle chamber. Just kind of leaning, kind of stretches a little bit. Another elf, dressed in a similar manner, armed in a similar manner. But yeah, there is a doorway on the southern side of the room that you can see. And then moving the arcane eye up the stairs, as it looks up towards these turrets, you can just see, clockwork gears that seem to facilitate it rotating. Yeah, seems to have definitely some sort of magical construction. Not quite, apart from that, you can't tell. However, it does also notice, and I'm going to move the arcane eye to another. If you scroll down, there should be a secondary map that the arcane eye can see.
Okay.
Why can't you see? Oh, that's right, because I need to add it to Lucius so the audience can see. So as it moves up the stairs, you can see that there is another set of rooms off this gangway. There appears to be a room to the left-hand side of where the arcane eye emerges. There is some sort of like a bars, like a kind of narrowed bars, like a jail cell set into the wall for this room and the room. In fact, actually, no, I changed that. Yeah, you can see that there are a couple of rooms.
Okay. If they're narrow bars, then I should be able to get through there.
Yes, certainly. So if you move if the arcane eye continues, if you can sending it forward, looking inside this room, it appears to be a well-furnished office. There is a figure. It's not really much of a desk, more of like a workshop. Standing like in front of this table of weapons and schematics is a gray-skinned dwarf. You've seen a dwarf like this before. The partner of Maximilian Taldros. And she called herself a Durgar. Gray-skinned, white-haired. This Durgar is male. Seems very muscular. And both of his arms have been replaced by mechanical arms. His legs have this kind of mechanical armored exoskeleton around them, and this big, broad chest with this kind of screaming phoenix tattoo kind of inscrawled over his whole body. And he appears to be kind of muttering to himself as he looks over some sort of schematics. Next to him is a maybe 8-foot tall, swirling storm, like air and kind of cloud figure with pieces of metal armor, as if kind of like containing the whole thing together. Some sort of elemental creature.
So we fought an air elemental when we needed to get the wing built.
Yeah, this doesn't look like, this looks like a much superior air elemental. This is like an air elemental that's been given a humanoid shape, and then it has been given armor and a weapon, and it's kind of standing guard in the corner of the room.
Okay, I mean, yeah, I'll communicate all of that through the messenger ring, but also mainly mention the schematics and weaponry that's on that desk that he's tinkering with.
Sure. Can the arcane eye hear or just see?
Oh, I don't believe it can hear. Let me just
see.
double check.
He appears to be talking to something. He holds up like a small stone.
Doesn't matter. Because I have the feature observant, I can lip read.
That's true, and I guess that works even if it's through another sense. So he's holding up this stone. You can't hear anything, but you can read his lips, and you hear him kind of speaking.
Aye. Yes. The last shipment's already on its way. I know. Tell that damn researcher that we'll have it. Aye, yes. Very well. Democles seemed pleased. Seemed pleased with the security. Aye. I know, it's soon. I know. Alright. Who'd have thought we'd ever found a place like this? Alright, keep me posted.
And then he seems to put the stone down and goes back to his work.
Damn.
Again, sharing all as I hear and see it, or see and see it.
Nova, you wanted to try and pull a guard over. What are you going to do?
Just super quick, because I'm dumb and forgetful, and it's been a long time since I've used a cantrip. Can I use a cantrip while concentrating on invisibility?
It depends. Does the cantrip say it's a concentration spell?
No, it's Mage Hand.
If it doesn't have
Remember,
concentration...
I'm not invisible. So if you call
The
someone
others
over
are.
Yeah,
here,
there's
they
still 3
will.
other people.
If you bring them over.
Yeah.
it will.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry. So my idea is to basically use Mage Hand. Let's see, 30 feet. If it's not going to drop invisibility on other people,
It depends if you attack something.
kind
It
of
might.
not attack something
Doesn't-
to make something make a noise, like push something over or like tap
Sure.
on something just to make a noise. So someone does the classic like, huh? What was that?
Yeah.
Wouldn't,
Um,
wouldn't
You're gonna-
casting
what are you
another
gonna
spell
attack?
drop it anyway?
No,
That's-
as long as it's
That's
not
what
a
I was
concentration
asking.
spell.
Is yeah.
It would drop
much.
invisibility because
Um,
actually, maybe casting
It
a spell
does, yeah.
does. Okay, there you go. So
It doesn't end it for
it's not-
everyone, but if you attack or cast a spell, it will end it for the target.
So it'll end it for Nova.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not because it's a cantrip, it's just because it under invisibility's rules, if you cast a spell, it ends invisibility.
Okay. In which case, is there anything like around that I can just throw at like these crates to sort of like just
Unless you've got something on your
make a
person,
noise.
no, there's not
No.
like anything on the floor or anything like that, no. If you've got an item on your person, you could
so-
throw that, or you could push the crate over next to you, or
I'll messaging everyone, including the very visible Ayla, and say, I think we should lure them over and do the same thing that Ayla just did with this. I don't know why I'm pointing and you can't see me. But is there a good place that I should? I might just go and push that crate over. Oh, you can't see where I'm pointing, can you? The crate near us. I
I'd
might
go
and
and push
the
a crate
near us
over.
yeah, which crate do you push?
This
over,
one?
Lucius? So there's two
one.
next to Nova. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that
so,
one of them. That one.
yeah. So you move up to the one next to Nova, and with a kind of shove, it kind of tilts on its side, and there's like smaller crates stacked on top of it, and one of them goes tumbles to the ground, and you hear this kind of loud crack and smash.
Well,
me-
be prepared, everybody, especially those that are visible.
Okay.
Me and
The one
Moonstar.
who's on the southern wall appears to be asleep and does not get stirred by this. The one, there's another guard who's by a large ballista and appeared to be rummaging through a crate, does kind of snap up and is like, huh? Hey. And then he kind of looks around, looks back to the south. Oi, wake up. Something's just made a noise in here, and you hear the sleeping guard like, it's probably like a fucking rat or something. Like, yeah, you think it's a rat? We're like, we're like 1,000 feet in the air. It's not a fucking rat, all right? Something's in here. Jesus. All right. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to go tell the boss? No, don't tell the boss. Come and help me look. All right. Yeah, fine. And they begin sort of like making their way over. Ayla, give me another stealth check. As you are no longer invisible and just pressed up against the wall and behind a crate.
I was muted. That's a natural 20. So 25.
Oh,
shit.
Damn.
25. That was
She's one
lucky.
with the
Holy
wind.
shit.
As these two guards begin
Can I-
making their way, you've got a choice. Moonstar is visible. Ayla is visible. The rest of you are invisible. Who is going for what? You have one kind of coming from the side and one coming from the south. Who's going where? Moonstar
I
looks like
will-
she's going to jump one of them.
Can,
So she's
Can I
waiting
go
to
I
see
can
which
go
one you...
for- Oh, are you going for one or you want me to go for one?
I will messenger ring and say, those that are already
There's no
visible
time.
should probably do it.
Messenger ring. That's your turn. Like, you're not going to have a chance
Yeah, yeah.
to, like,
I'm
grab
not doing
something.
anything.
Yeah.
I'm
just
going
gonna-
for the one at the top. I'm going for the one
Okay.
at the top.
Alright,
as
I'll
soon
go
as
for the south
Moonstar
one then.
sees... Okay, so Sentry's going to go for it. So Sentry, you and Moonstar both go for the same one, but I think you're going to get
Yeah.
there first because you're closer. So, okay, so what are you guys going to try and do? Grab them and kind of, wrap your hand around them again?
I was going to
Yeah.
ask if I could try blinding smite and try and blind them.
Okay. How does Blinding Smite work?
So the next time you hit a creature with a melee weapon attack, it's a con save throw, and then the target's blinded if they fail.
Okay. And is it like a bonus action to cast?
Yeah.
So you'd cast that, like you empower that energy, you become visible as this guard is like, whoa. Yeah, I'd say that you guys have the surprise round because you were both hidden. So you both get to basically, take an action here. What are you going to do?
Just go straight try and blind this guy.
Just try and knock him. Yep, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So he fails his con save. So he's blinded.
Nice.
So this kind of shivering, blinding light. It's just this like, oh Christ! He just like calls out as his like eyes. He's like, ah, by the stars.
It's 3d8 radiant damage as well.
Right. Okay. Roll that for me. I think you'd have to hit him as well with an attack for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that in a minute. All right.
Okay.
And then just roll an attack to see if you hit. Oh yeah. That's
yeah.
gonna be a hit. Yeah. So
21.
Sentry comes out of nowhere. Are you trying to knock out or kill?
Knockout.
Okay. So yeah, you there's this blinding light as Her Majesty's Rose kind of whoosh smacks this guy on the side of the head, and this blinding light. You just hear there's a moment of like ah, and then just unconscious as the guy falls to the ground. Ayla, what are you doing?
I'm gonna do the same thing as I did with the other one to try and keep him quiet, if I can.
Okay.
Please, just the old strangle.
Yeah, strength check.
That is an 18 plus 7. 7.
So D4 plus
7.
D4 plus unarmed strike damage.
4 plus unarmed strike. That is a 1 plus 7, so 8.
So 8 points of damage. So this one, you do the same thing. You get your hand over the mouth. He does like it's trying to make noise, but you're kind of keeping them quiet, and then keeping it in a sleeper hold, going bright red, kicking and struggling, but not quite out. Sentry, as you kind of step forward, and this blinding light seems to erupt. This spell energy coalesces. There is a kind of the south western turret is you can see it almost seems to react to the magic and is like drawing in closer. What do you do?
Hide.
In fact, actually, no. You've used your action to attack, so I think you would like as you're striking this guy, the turret is moving around. The only Moonstar sees it and will try to. She basically pulls out like a hand crossbow and tries to shoot at the turret itself. Some sort of bolt equipped in it. This bolt flies out of Moonstar's hand crossbow, and this thick web-like material kind of stretches out over the turret itself, completely engulfing it. Damn. You can see it like its gears whirring as it's trying to break itself free. As she's just like, I don't think that's going to last very long. We need to move now. I've only got one of that was the only bolt of that kind I brought.
Right, let's move.
Pull the bodies behind the crates, and we need to move straight away. Somewhere else. Out of that thing's line of sight.
I can smash the turret. The one.
Go smash.
Maybe.
What'd you do?
Do you want me to smash it?
You got like.
Can
maybe
I?
A couple of seconds before this thing goes.
Oh, I won't have time then.
Yeah.
I won't have time. I'll just drag this body again behind this old crate.
So Sentry and Ayla
Pile
visible,
bots.
Moonstar visible. Sentry, you gonna drag the body as well?
Yeah, 15, so I can go there.
So you start dragging them back. Moonstar will dash back behind this barrel and crouch down where she was before. This body, Ayla drags back and throws next to the other guy. After a few seconds, the webbing kind of gets torn and shredded and pulled apart as the turret breaks itself free. Strands of webbing still kind of hanging around it. Quill, there's definitely a kind of like the Durgar seems to look up and is looking towards the mirror. As if like he's heard something, but it was, isn't quite sure what he heard.
Okay. Try and keep noise to a minimum, guys. Remember, you almost alerted this guy up here.
Ayla, do you want to give me another damage roll for this last guy you've got grabbed? Because I don't think he's going to get out. No.
4 plus 7.
Sleep.
We need to subdue the. What's up there, Quill?
There's a Dwergar looking at some schematics for some weapons. He's also tinkering with some up there. But there's also this stronger air elemental thing up here too.
Guard.
That might be the place. But I can keep looking around the upper balcony, see what else is up here.
Okay. I think we need to make a move fast, and maybe we should just get the jump on these two. What
How do we
think?
get past the turrets without them shredding us to pieces? Because it seems like they probably will.
Try and destroy them. Everyone, put your attacks on them at the same time. Anyone that has range.
Can any of
That
you
will be
Definitely
noisy.
Attention.
can any
I
of you
can't dispel magic.
I know you can't, Taylor.
I
Um,
can.
Interesting.
I think
think.
that if these things, they're not just mechanical. But the fact that they were able to react to Sentry's magic implies some sort of magical ability. It may be that we can shut at least one of them down temporarily.
I can't dispel. I can counterspell, so I might be able to prevent an attack from coming in once or twice. But it's quite dangerous. Well, quite expensive for my magical ability.
Well, it's either that or we try and find the exit out of this place. I don't think that this can't just be the whole facility.
True. We
There are
could
several
skirt.
doors. There's a door to the north
through
and south.
Yeah, we could look at the southern door. See what's through there. While I'm invisible, I'll go have a look.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'll
Lucius kind of
skirt underneath.
Okay, Nova comes with you. So you guys make your way down past this lower gantry. There's no, you don't hear any more movement or any signs. You guys make your way round the crates and the barrels. The turrets you walk, Nova, they don't react. Whilst you're invisible, they don't seem to see you. Like, it seems that their vision is as if like it was a living creature. They don't seem to notice you. When you get to the door, which is down here, it's not locked. You can slide it open like you did previously with the other door, and it seems to lead into what appears to be an elevator of sorts, a kind of like service elevator. There are these four large cranks in the corners, a large metal platform that looks like it can go up and down. Big heavy chains attached to the top and bottom of the platform. It looks like it's used to move goods down to this dock.
Right. I'll relay that information to everybody. Do you want us to go investigate? Or should we stay together?
Is that the way that Quill already scouted with the eye?
No.
No, he went the other way.
He went
I'm
on
on
the
the top one.
Quill's eye went
balcony.
up onto the balcony and is looking at the rooms
Right.
that are on the sort of like top, the
Gotcha.
second floor of this area. He's looking at those.
This elevator could go a whole floor above that and below.
Oh, it goes well above that. Yes, the elevator it doesn't seem to stop at that floor above. There's no the rooms that Quill is looking at can only be accessed by this kind of like wooden gangway that goes around this docking area. This elevator goes much higher up, and it also goes down. It seems.
Either we all reconvene where we are at the south and take an elevator to a different floor, or we deal with this Durgar person now.
Does he seem like the guy who's in control of this place? If we get rid of him, then maybe that would work.
He's communicating with someone. Well, he's got his schematics and weapons. I thought they might be interesting to grab, but the elevator up sounds like the best way.
We can always come
If
back
he-
and do that.
If he's communicating, can he call for reinforcements? If he's communicating with
Almost
someone else, we should take him out.
Okay. Can you handle that? Do you want us to all meet outside the room?
Well, it sounds like he's got some muscle
Well-
in there.
Okay.
While this conversation's going on, can I be investigating the turret in the southwest corner?
Yeah, so you have to go up the steps to get to it, 'cause it's on the upper level.
Oh, okay. I'm guessing that there's no one else here. It's just the turret and then the room with the Durgar in
I will
it.
move you to the second floor area. You won't be able to see the arcane eye, but yeah, when you move up to the second level, looking up, yeah, you can examine it. The strands of webbing have almost all dissolved by now. Whatever Moonstar's kind of bolt did is long faded. Yeah, you can see that it has some sort of, like I said, mechanical clockwork pivoting system, but it has this glowing crystal, almost like an eye, and then it appears to be a set of 2 crossbows connected to another. There's definitely magical elements to it for sure.
Obviously this is quite a short period of time, but can I recognize any sort of runes or anything that sort of basically influences its targeting choices?
You wouldn't in that short period of time, no.
Yeah,
Unless you have
quite
like
complex,
some sort
isn't
of more, unless you had a spell like a detect magic or probably identify maybe, would be able to do something like that. And even then, that would maybe only highlight what it does. Ways in terms of influencing it, I mean, it's no different to another construct, right? It's probably immune to any sort of magic that would influence its decisions, stuff like that.
Okay. Does it look like I could jam the clockwork though quite easily?
You could
just
certainly
take
try.
the crossbow bolts out.
Yeah. You don't actually see a place where the crossbow bolts are. It's almost all internal. You can't actually see where the crossbow bolts would be on it. But in terms of jamming the pivoting system, you could certainly try. If you had something to wedge in there, you might be able to lock it into a certain position, maybe when it's like the furthest away from where the party is.
I have a dagger.
That could work.
Picked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not sure how long
so
it would
could I just
last,
jam it
but
in?
yeah, you kind of have
that's the
to.
other thing.
It's about 10 feet. You might have to use your levitate to reach it because it's like, you know, quite high up. You're not going to be able to just reach up there.
Right. Okay.
Unless you've got a box to stand on or something.
I think she's disconnected all of a sudden. I think she rage quit.
Yep. I saw that and I was waiting for the answer and I was like, nope, that's a DC. Well, Kim will be back in a minute. Sentry, Quill, what about you guys? And Ayla, down the second floor. Are you going to meet up with Lucius? Do you want to try and get up to the second floor? There is a little step ladder near you.
Is there a way I can...
Is she back?
Oh, sorry.
Yep. Kim's back. We lost you. We lost you there, Kim.
I think
Yeah, I
she's
could see
She's
you.
still gone.
He's still gone.
not quite
Yeah.
back. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
There
she
we
there
go.
we go.
Hello.
There we go. Back. You back.
Hi. Yeah, I was
Hi.
just going to say abandoned plan. I think it was an
Okay.
internet blip. Abandoned plan, just because I think it'll take too long, and also if I cast levitate or anything like that, I'll have to drop the last bit of invisibility. So, I imagine this is going on while Lucius is trying to communicate with everyone else. So,
Stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Quill, Ayla, Sentry. What about you guys?
Is there a way I
You
can
guys-
maybe like tie up the guards, like keep these guys incapacitated while
Do
we're
you have, like, rope on
exploring?
you?
Good question.
I have some rope.
Let's see.
Yeah,
On
Ayla's
my
got
person?
rope. Yeah, like 50 foot. I mean, you'll lose the rope because you'll have to leave it behind, and tying up 3 people is probably going to take a fair chunk of it. Yeah, you could definitely tie these guys up, bind them all together, bind their hands and feet so they can't, get about.
Yeah.
Put a bit of rope in their mouth, try and as a rudimentary gag as well. All 3 of them are out cold, by the way. They are just
Okay.
probably going to be at least an hour before they wake up.
Okay.
Cool. Right. Yeah. Mark off that rope, Ayla, and then you guys can be tying these guys up. Quill,
Thanks,
what
Ayla.
about you?
I think we should just get in the elevator and go. It clearly isn't the place. I think we can just ignore all these people and head up.
I'm okay with that. We can
I
get in.
agree. I think we need to get as much intel about this facility as we can, and then we can return to the Durgar and his elemental friend.
Sure.
Alright.
Just small problem. Me and Sentry and Moonstar are very visible. So's Quill. So we've only got 2 invisible bodies left. How best do we
I
want to
can
do this?
disable one of the turrets in the corner. I can dispel its magic.
Okay.
Right. On your command then, Quill.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone make a dart for the southern door.
I'm assuming you guys with the communication rings, you can time it so that like Nova can say, okay, it's looking away now. Quill comes out the room, dispels, tries to dispel it, and then we'll see what happens, basically. Cool. You don't actually need to roll anything, Quill. When you get it in range and you cast Dispel Magic on it, it temporary. Well, you don't know if it's temporary or if it's permanent, but the whole turret just kind of goes limp and doesn't move anymore. And it's like the glowing crystal goes dim and seems to shut down, basically.
Perfect.
Excellent.
And while the other one is in the corner, because I've still got the arcing eye, I guess while I see that not looking in that direction, I'll run down to the other lift as well.
Yeah, you can kind of full time it up. Sentry making a bit more noise. Yeah, you guys all make it into this kind of square chamber. You kind of all have to squeeze to get on this kind of 10-foot lift. And do you want to go up or down? And then this will be the last thing we do for the episode.
Important people are usually above others, right?
Yeah, I vote.
If you want to go
It is.
to the source.
Doesn't seem too hard to work out how to navigate the lift. You set it and then pull a lever, and the lift begins pulling up. You go up a fair ways, maybe sort of 50, 60 feet. As you get up to the top, thick white snow begins to drift down. Howling wind and a flurry of white fills your vision. You appear to come up in a sort of covered shed, a kind of faint trace of a roof with a small metal railing. You appear to be in a great courtyard of maybe some sort of facility or keep. You can see that there are stacks of metal and wooden crates stacked around this huge courtyard. There are several buildings, and at the far end there is a rising tower that seems to stretch up. You can hear the faint sound of some sort of howling wind, pulsing magic from the distance, but it's almost like a thick blizzard as you arrive, and you can't really see too far beyond the walls of this strange fort. What is apparent, even beyond the thick walls, is you appear to be in the air, and you are stood on some sort of solid ground. And as the white flurry drifts away, you can see shapes of more guards and more of these air elementals moving amongst this large courtyard. Welcome to the facility. And that is where we are going to end today's episode, with you guys, the elevator kind of emerging to the top, and then this scene unfolding before you. And I know Kimberly Richards knows what I'm referencing.
I have ideas.
You have ideas. And with that, we bring today's episode to a close. We're going to wrap things up on Yogscast because I know there's another stream, but we're going to continue a little bit on High Rollers DnD to read out all these amazing messages and stuff. So if you are on Yogscast and you would like to stick around for like our messages and stuff, come on over to High Rollers DnD. And we're going to read some of that stuff out there. But if you joined us and you want to move on to the next stream on Yogscast, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, everybody.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Bye on Yogs.
Yeah.
After party.
We should still be live on HR right now.
Hey, welcome
Yogs
to High
is
Rollers
gone.
After Dark, everybody.
Now we can get real.
Yeah, don't
Really,
take
Now we can
the
get
idea of doing a show
serious.
that like breaks down what happens and stuff, but it's just a lot to
Yeah.
ask when we've already done 3 hours. So, but yeah,
Well,
cool.
If we
Good
were to
stuff.
analyze real quick, successful stealth mission so far. We're actually doing it.
I know, right?
That's the
Like,
best
we
we've.
highlight that so far.
Yeah, but
So
Mark,
far.
that's
Yeah,
the
I
most
mean-
we've ever done stealthily ever in 5 years. In 5
Yeah.
years.
Yep.
Not bad.
Even
Yeah.
with
We did
old
it!
Sentry Stompy Feets. Just can't do it. You
4
can't
out of
do it.
5.
Like,
with
I don't think you've
advantage.
ever made a stealth check, have you? Yeah.
I've never succeeded a stealth check ever.
No.
I don't think
Amazing,
Sentry
love it.
succeeded a roll.
Yeah. I don't think
True.
I don't think
A
that
lot
it's
of roll.
even. Yeah, I don't think that it's even that you've not succeeded a stealth check. You've always just done bad. It's always been a single-digit stealth check. I've never seen
Yeah.
you roll like a
It's always
double-digit
4 or
stealth
5.
check.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's never good.
the
Amazing.
dice know.
I love that though. They
Well,
do. It's great.
let me tell you, that is going to be put to the test in this little adventure, I think. So,
Yeah.
Nice.
Uh-oh.
yeah.
I apologize in advance for my bad dice rolls.
Just falls
you're gonna get
flat
followed
out the elevator.
I'm just gonna stay here, guys.
I'm going to go for a quick wee while
Yeah,
Tom
just don't-
begins the dono readout. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
leave it on the
Yes.
screen, and then
Yeah, Rhiannon, just
yeah,
don't go
so-
anywhere. Just stay put. That's
I'll
it.
stay in the elevator.
It's better that way.
you guys,
Eve or
I
something.
like that you guys assume you have to stealth it, and you're not just like, right, fucking get in there, let's just fucking kill everybody. Like, you could do that.
I mean,
Well, I mean,
just
we don't know
avoided
what
the
we're up
fight
against
with
yet.
an elemental thing.
True. Yeah.
So
Dun, dun.
I call that a win. So carrying on from where I was before, we had a donation from Mere Kitty for $67.94, whatever that translates to in pounds. Going to splash out a bit more than usual to celebrate your 5-year anniversary. Thank you for making so much amazing content, especially over the last year. You've kept me sane throughout all that's happened. Thank you all so much. Thank you very much, Mere Kitty. Very,
Thank you.
very lovely message. Indigo Fox, howdy. Happy birthday. Speaking of birthdays, Candlekeep Mysteries comes out 3 days after my 21st, so I'm not so subtly sending signs that I want it. Anyways, so glad you guys have made it this far. You never fail to impress and entertain. Thank you very much, Indigo Fox, who, by the way, subtly wants Candlekeep Mysteries. Sam has donated with, hi guys, I've spent the last couple of months watching all of Aerois during my uni break, and it is amazing to be joining you live. Welcome. Congrats on your
Thank you.
5th anniversary. Thanks for so many, many laughs. And P.S. Congrats, Mark, on the official D&D story, which is called Candlekeep Mysteries, which Indigo Fox wants. KT Wolfsbane with a half hundo.
Wow.
Finally, after a year of starting to watch and trying to catch you all live, missing out due to my own home games and happening then and ending a few months of working overnights at my job. Happy 5th year, High Rollers. You all got me through 2020. Here's to more. Yeah, well, you are here now, I believe. Welcome. Star Wars Josh Smith for the 3rd donation. For my own D&D homebrew campaign, I decided to commission Unirob for an official campaign theme. So my campaign will actually have its own dun-duns very soon. Oh my god.
Cool.
One of my players
Cool.
is a fellow fan from the Discord and is excited. Shout out to Fiery Ice. Well, there you go, Fiery Ice.
There you
And
go.
holy crap. Unique
Look forward to your
custom
dun
themes. Yeah. SB Fire 22 with a full ass hundo. Happy
Thank you
anniversary.
very much.
Thank you.
I remember when I first saw you. Hang on a second, let me just put this on. I remember when I first saw you guys when Kim posted a video on her channel. You all helped me through some tough times with the game and inspired me to start my own game, going on 3 years now. Thank you all, and 5 more years of High Rollers. Thank you very
Man,
much, SB.
I wonder how many games of D&D started from people who watched like people who watched High Rollers and then chose
Yeah.
to start a D&D game from it. Like I wonder like how many that has actually done. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah, we get a lot of messages
Yeah,
about
we
it.
get. Yeah, we do.
yeah.
We get a lot.
Get tons.
Crazy.
Cool. Bandai Nenzai with a 2-part donation, $50 each, making a full ass hundo.
Whoa.
Happy 5
Wow,
years,
thank
High
you.
Rollers. You guys have meant so much to me over these years. You've helped me through A-levels, uni, and my apprenticeship with your amazing roleplay, wonderful story making, and all-round emotional experiences. So glad I tuned into that first ever session because of you, I've grown to understand and love D&D for myself. I've taken part in a few one-shots and campaigns now, and I would never have had those amazing experiences without the show. Thank you all. Oh my god.
Thank you very
Bandai.
much.
Amazing.
Thank you
Thank
so much.
It's very kind of you.
Support.
Yeah, Jenny Claire has donated with, hey Rollers, clear skies from Niceville. Where is Niceville? That's not a real place, is it? Oh my god.
Where is
Niceville, Florida. Oh my
Amazing.
Is that
god.
a real place? That's
Nice.
awesome.
Real
Niceville.
ass place.
Wow.
Oh,
What a-
let's
what
go
a great
there.
place to live. I mean, Greatville is
Today
pretty
I
great too.
learned.
Congrats, Mark, on the amazing opportunity. With everything going on right now, my school experience has gotten a little effed up, and watching the stream has really got me through it. So thanks, guys. Keep it up. Thank you very much, Jenny
welcome.
Claire from Niceville.
Thank you.
Lord Boulders. About a year ago, my friend Alex introduced me to High Rollers, and now I've caught up on all your content. Congratulations, Mark, Kim, Trot, Katie, Tom, and Ree on 5 great years, and here's to the next 5. And exciting to hear Matt might be back. Thanks, Alex. There you go. Thank you very much, Lord Boulders. The Schnub
You
has
can't have
donated
Tom and
with...
Matt in the same game though. I don't think we can have that, can we?
No, we've had that before, and I called him Relamara Bush.
Yeah, we have.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, fair
Um,
enough. Fair enough.
The Schnub, happy anniversary, you brilliant bunch. 5 whole British pounds for 5 glorious years of epic storytelling. Keep up the good work and stay strong in these trying times. Thank you very much for Schnub. You too. Stefan Tomo, happy 5 years. It seems like only yesterday you all started this madness. Just wanted to say thanks for all the emotions, good times, and haircuts you've shared with us. Roll on and clear skies.
Haircut. Like,
95%
especially with like,
of those were Kim.
yeah. I was gonna say Kim and Rhiannon have definitely had the most haircuts. I think, like, as in like.
I don't think I've
changed it.
done
Definitely.
anything different.
You've done wigs.
think I've
So, like,
just-
you've,
It's a voyage
you've
of
I've done wigs.
discovery.
people
Yeah,
with
that's
wigs.
true.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, everyone.
Wow.
People thought I dyed my hair every week. No.
Yeah.
No.
Good lord, no.
Sorry, my
Brian
nose is
Indigo
itchy. Sorry.
with a quarter hundo. Wholesome wolves wear wicked weaponry whilst far-flung foes fight friends. Nailed it.
I love
Ghost
that.
of
Nailed it.
Sprinkles.
Incredible.
Nailed it. Ghost of Sprinkles. Hey guys, sorry I've not donated. Io is happy effing birthday. You guys give me so much serotonin, and I just want to thank you all. Have a great day. Stay safe, stay sane, and wash your damn hands, you nasties. Ooh woo.
Ooh woo.
Ooh woo at the end there. Nightjar with
Wow.
a 52. Gee, how nerdy do you have to be to play D&D for 5 years? That's almost as bad as whatever nerd started watching you dorks play 5 years ago and somehow ended up moderating your nerdy chat. Oh. Oh, no.
Oh no.
No.
Yeah, that's a loser. Star Wars Josh Smith again. One of my players is a Gith pirate rogue, and I'm using Lucius getting the Storm Chaser as a reference point for him to get a sailing ship to ferry the party with. He's named his sailing ship after a very popular Jack Sparrow Gith NPC, the Drunken Clown. Nice.
Cool.
ATG. Hi, Rollers. Been a big fan for a while now, but this is my first time catching you live. Welcome. Thank you all for bringing a smile to my face over the years. Thank you very much.
very
Serico
welcome.
with a quarter hundo. On the subject of your secret basement, you should at least get an old couch or something. You know, flesh out the space a bit. Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
True.
Oh my God.
John Hugh. Wait, hang on. It's pronounced John Saker like sacred without D and Hugh like who. I think I did that then. John Saker who. Sure. Hey guys, I watched the last 7 episodes in the last week, and this is my first live High Rollers experience, except the sneak parts last week.
Ooh.
I hope that this helps
Nice.
Mark's joblessness. Yeah, it will help Mark's joblessness. Get a fucking job, loser. AL Wolf with a full hundo. Weapon heads, weapon heads, weapon heads. We're poed. We're poen heads. Much love to all of you.
What are you saying?
Thank
Thanks.
you very much.
Thank
wasn't
you.
sure if that
I
was a
I just, I had,
That was the full donation. That
I
was
just-
probably the best one I've read so far.
yeah. I just had a real mind fart when I was saying it. And I was like, you know, when you don't recognize words anymore and you're like, are these even words? Am I making sounds with my mouth?
Nightjar again. Jokes aside, I love you, silly fucking nerds.
Hey!
Love you,
10 years ago-
Nightjar.
Love you, Nightjar.
Oh
10
my
years
God.
ago, my life was thrown majorly off track. And while I'm still not really sure where I want to be, having High Rollers and you lot in my life for the past 5 years has been of amazing help and comfort. Thank you. Heart,
Thank you
Thank you very
kindly,
much,
Nightjar. Very
You are-
kind.
Thank you.
as always.
Thank you.
the
Thank you
best.
for being there every time,
Every week.
Thank you
for
for
giving us
always,
these books.
always grounding me,
Yeah.
Nightjar.
Yeah,
Keep calling me a
thank
fucking
you.
nerd,
Our
otherwise
best
my
people.
ego will get too big. Thank you. Ghost in Progress with $20 dues. I'm dumb, so dumb. Same, Lucius, same. Hey,
All right, I get it.
congrats on 5 years of D&D, guys. You really have made a super cool thing here. Also, happy belated birthday, Tom. Thank you very much. Only person to mention it so
Oh,
far.
yeah.
I hope you had
Wait,
a
did
good
we not
day.
mention
Lovely
it last
episode so
week?
far.
Did
No,
we not mention it last week?
Nope.
No.
No.
Tom, I'm so sorry. I thought that's why I didn't mention it this week because I thought I mentioned it
No, it's
last
okay, look.
week.
Ree put up a happy birthday banner, and I know that's for me and not
did.
for High Rollers.
It's all encompassing. It's for all the
Oh,
birthdays.
Tom, I'm sorry. It got overshadowed. I thought I mentioned it last week.
It got overshadowed. Lovely.
Oh,
Congrats on 5 years of D&D,
Hey,
guys.
you did.
I
Don't
hope
worry,
you had a
mine
good
didn't get
day. I
mentioned
did.
either.
I joke. I
Yes,
had
it
a very
did.
good day playing games with all these losers. So that was very fun. Lovely episode so far. Fingers crossed for the suspicious elven lady being able to help Dahlia. Yeah, we'll see what she's up to. I mean, that Zwergar mentioned a researcher. Oh man, bro.
Ooh.
Has just
Oh,
donated
yeah.
with, I say just donated, this is still a while back, has donated with, Tom, you should try to divine intervention Thalia's curse again, since you're now on Aerois and have the spear for some extra roleplay details if it works. Also, your Storm Ice should recharge in 1 more day since it took 5 days to Gusthaven and 1 day to rest. Thank you very much. That's useful to know. Ghost in Progress, because I haven't been tracking it. Thanks for tracking it for me. Ghost in Progress again with fucking ship it.
Wow, all right.
Fucking
I fucking ship
ship it.
I love it.
What was Josh Smith for, I think, the 5th donation now? How do you guys have such hilariously adorable character moments? It's like when it comes, it's like it comes naturally or something. I mean, yeah, being awkward, that comes very naturally to all of
That's
us.
us.
Yeah, it's us.
Yeah.
J Wolf D&D been watching for the last for at least 4 years. Adore this stream and all you guys to death. You guys single-handedly got me into D&D and I DM. Happy to finally be able to donate, even if it's small. Don't you worry about that. Also, I love the Nova X Thalia dynamic. It's very sweet and fun. Yeah. Or in the words of Ghost in Progress, fucking ship it. Happy Coco.
Sweet and fun. I think it's actually incredibly destructive on Thalia's side. I don't know if sweet and fun is the right word.
Yeah. Scrappy Coco, congrats on 5 years. I hope we see more of you, and I will share the rest of the message with everybody else afterwards. Thank you very much, Scrappy Coco. Jawadi18, happy birthday, High Rollers. I got my COVID vaccine yesterday and feeling a bit ill,
Yay.
but you lot make the time
Hey.
pass
Aw.
faster in your amazing world characters and make it just that bit more bearable. That is very good to hear, Jawadi. Very, very good to hear indeed.
Woo!
Um,
Hopefully you get over those initial symptoms and just get nice
yeah,
and immune.
I think they pass pretty quickly. My mum had one, and she had a really sore arm, but then other people in her practice felt just a little bit unwell. But they'll pass.
Better than
And thank you
getting
for getting
COVID.
vaccinated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Better to be
Yeah.
immune.
Low Serene with Dear High Rollers, thanks for all your amazing campaigns through the years. I don't know if this is flattery or not, but I have references / links in my homebrew campaign / world to Iraq, Aerois, and also Curse of Strahd campaigns. I hope you all don't mind. Not at all.
No.
I hope they are all
good.
my
Very
characters being really fucking cool and Trot's characters being really dumb. So dumb, like he said.
Dumb. I'm so
Um,
dumb.
I'm a dumb man. John Sakerhu again. Hey, Mark, I just noticed your chair. Did you play and had as much fun with it as I had?
I'll tell you who I haven't had as much fun as Kim Richards, who's fucking played a shit ton of it.
100% of it.
Played 100 hours. Yeah,
Me.
I've 100%ed it. I've done all the side quests, and yeah, it's all right.
It's all right, yeah.
They did
not
run.
bad.
They did run a Cyberpunk Red game yesterday that has that got ended early because one of the players started to play Final Fantasy XIV mid game and wasn't responding anymore. Sorry to unload that.
That is the one
pretty
of
bullshit.
playing via role
Ow.
playing, and welcome to a generation that struggles to
Fuck.
pay attention to a lot of things. But yeah, that sucks, dude. It's happened more than you think, though. I promise you. There's a lot of GMs out there who have just had a player who's like, "I'm done," and then they're just like, boop, 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 and they're off doing something else.
Yeah, I've been playing Genshin Impact this entire time. Shire has
Yeah, me
donated.
too.
Happy birthday, High Rollers, and happy birthday, Tommy Boy. Thank you. here's a question for me and all the other High Rollers artists. Are you guys okay with any not safe for work art of the PCs and NPCs? And what are you guys
Wow,
okay with and not okay with?
Send it all to me and
I
I'll
mean-
vet it.
Yeah.
I don't tend to see it, honestly.
Yeah, I
But
think it's individuals are going to have their own individual things for it. So
Honestly, I'll be
Yeah.
impressed if you do some quill stuff.
no, Trot, don't say that. You're literally don't challenge it. Just don't.
I want to see it. I want to see it.
Yeah, I think like characters, the player characters, you have to ask individual players' permission. I always see it as like, because you got to remember that to a lot of characters, a lot of people, their character is a representation of them. So just keep that in mind. That goes for not just our game. That actually goes for a lot of Twitch live stream D&D games, right? Sometimes that character is very much a representation of the player, and that can be a bit creepy, like drawing not safe for work art of somebody who represents themselves. I will tell you that in terms of NPCs and any characters I play, I have no problem with it because I find myself very distanced from them. But check with individual players and just remember that sometimes
Yes.
a character is actually a representation of somebody themselves, and that could be weird. So no global approvals or anything like that.
Indeed.
So, and also maybe don't. The other thing as well is like, don't show it to people. Like, don't be like, look at this. Look, it's Nova's boobs. It's
Yeah.
like there's a
Don't
big
put it
fucking
on
difference,
places where we can see it, like
Yeah,
where
that's
we're,
the other
the kind.
That's
yeah,
a
I
big
think
difference.
that's kind of my thing. I'm just like, if it happens, I don't see it, and I'm fine. So,
Yeah.
just don't tweet it at me. Thanks.
Yeah.
And even somebody like me, like I'm totally fine with it. Like I know some artists have drawn some stuff of Caliana and stuff before, and I've seen it. I don't send it to me though. like I don't mind it being there. You
Yeah.
don't need to send it to me. Okay. So yeah, I think that's a good general response from everyone. Trot's
But
just
do send me quills,
loading up.
because then it'll be a really awkward Google if not.
Oh my god.
Anyway, I'm not going to Google bird dick, okay? Simoff, happy 5 years, and thank you for the good
Tom,
times. Thank you
you
very
already
much,
have.
Simoff.
Fuck's
I
sake.
have Chromium 246. It is insane that I am relatively new to High Rollers, and already you all and your lovely community have made such an impact on my life. Thank you, everyone, so much. You are amazing. Happy 5 years. Thank you very much, Chromium
thank you.
246.
Thank
And,
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
it's
Oh,
been
Tom,
great
look at all your
seeing you.
presents for your birthday.
Oh,
I'm
Wow.
so happy. Thank you, everyone. Wow. Where do I put all this money? Oh, actually, I've got a chest right here.
Yeah,
Varys with a full hundo. Happy
Wow.
5 years.
Great.
Wages
Whoa.
and beginning.
Yay! Thank you,
High Rollers
Varys.
has been the shining beacon at the end of every week and has never failed to put a smile on my face no matter what. Here is to many more successful years of High Rollers. Thank you
Well,
very
thank
much,
you.
Varys.
Very
Man Bro
kind.
again with reminder. When Ayla/Katie rolls for her grapple, she forgot to add her proficiency bonus to her athletics, which should be +12, not +7. She was using strength, not athletics.
Yeah,
Also,
I was
it
using
is
it as
an
a strength check. It wasn't.
No, that's my fault. I should have said make it an athletics check because for you it is an athletics check.
I
should
am
have said it's
aware,
athletics.
but Mark said strength, so I gave strength.
Yeah, that was my fault. That was my fault. I said
That's
strength when I
fine.
meant
Still-
athletics. It's
still,
fine. It happens.
destroyed that guy. Also, make
Don't
sure
Nightjar in chat.
Matt,
Don't use donos to backseat. Just like all.
Yeah,
in
she
chat.
can't mod
I
them
love
then.
it.
Very
No,
true,
that's the
actually.
problem. You can't mod them if they do it in
Don't.
donations.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Oman Bro again. Sorry, that continues Oman Bro's donation. Also, make sure for future combat, Rhiannon remembers her improved Divine Smite. She forgot that feature in past.
Stop.
Yes.
There you go.
No,
Don't
stop.
use
If
donos
people
for
forget
backseat.
stuff, Yeah. If we
Yeah,
forget
I
stuff,
know.
It happens. Like we'll pick it up. Don't worry about it. All right.
I'm smooth
Let
brain.
it
It's
go,
boring
Don't
if we
worry,
do everything
let it
right.
go.
Rhiannon, we're all smooth brain. I forget stuff all the fucking time. Like it's D&D. People forget stuff. It happens in every game across the planet. People forget stuff. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Staff Day 41.
Don't worry about it.
Her
worry about it.
birthday. Look at how far High Rollers has come since 5 years ago. Let me know that what is 1d8? "Oh, the green screen has fallen on us again," would become known worldwide and invited to international events. Long may it continue.
It was
Yeah,
Matt that said
How
that
did
to
they
me,
look
isn't
at?
it?
Yeah, I think
The
so.
quality shot up when I joined, and then when rejoined, it just got even better. I think that's the main thing.
I think
No,
I used to
sure?
sit next to Matt and point at the right thing for him sometimes. Bless him. But no, the green screen thing. Who would have thought that when Wizards invited us out to Seattle to go to their events, it's like they've watched this, they've seen this green
How
screen
inept.
falling on our faces, and they've chosen to invite us anyway.
And now they're going to look at
I
this
just
screen and say,
remembered.
"Wow, look how professional they are.
Wow.
Look how professional they
so
are."
pro. So pro. Who is that?
guy?
Is that just stock
Oh,
art?
man.
I thought you
Mad.
could do with
Oh,
a
it's
friend
old
there.
view. Okay. Right. Yeah.
You
Oh,
from the future,
It
Tom.
looks like me, but older.
It's Grampy Tombus.
Oh, Graham.
Grampy Thomas.
Grampy Tombus.
Tom,
Bale.
keep going.
Go on.
Keep going.
I'm going. I keep getting distracted by old men. Bale has donated again with me again. Here to scream about episode events. The Thalia Nova situation. My heart cannot handle these things. Also, Ayla's tartan. Truly wholesome. I'm just sitting here,
Yeah.
consumed by feels. Fingers crossed for the continued success of the stealth mission. Fingers crossed.
Thank you.
Sarah,
crossed.
Fingers crossed. Hope is not
congrats
there.
on 5 years. Who's this now?
It's
Oh,
great.
Keep
Grandma
going, Tom. Keep
Hazel.
going. Like,
Grandma
Um,
Tombus.
Serico, congrats on 5 years. I've been watching since the Iron Staff situation. It took me 3 months to catch up to that point. Good luck, my dudes. Thank you very much. Star Wars Josh Smith again. Don't feel bad, Ree. Both my rogue players roll awful at stealth and, well, almost everything else. My Tiefling rogue player rolled a nat 1 on an acrobatics check, had the windowsill he was standing on break, causing him to fall down a flight of stairs. Yikes.
I know that feeling.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We love
That'll do it. Lyra has
Castrad.
donated with happy birthday, High Rollers. Another person who started DMing because of the stream here. Mark, where do you get all your cool map assets from?
I make them using a program called Dungeon Draft, which is very, very good, and I highly recommend. I use it all the time. Kim's used it. Very, very cool. Easy to use. Thumbs up. Dungeon Draft.
Thumbs up.
And then I put it in.
Thumbs up all round.
That's it.
Jenny Claire, hello again. Yes, Niceville is a real place, and funnily enough, it's pretty nice here. Amazing. Love you guys.
Awesome.
Happy B-Day, and thanks again for all you do for us D&D lovers. We've got to go to
Thanks
Niceville.
very much.
Star Wars Josh Smith,
go.
again. I wanted to mention this since I saw like Aerois episode 20 or so, but Kim kind of favors Jennifer Goodwin with her hair cut short.
Oh, I know what
No idea
what you
who that
mean.
is.
Her haircut. Yeah.
She's
in,
she could have been a
she's
stand-in for
in-
Snow White on Once Upon a Time.
Once Upon a Time, which is primo. Love it.
There you go.
Just by the
I
way,
don't watch it.
you'd probably hate it,
Thank
but
you.
I love it.
Nightjar with, and I can only assume how this is being written. Happy birthday, Tom. Totally planned this. Also, stop messing up reading my donos, you nerd. I'm sorry. I don't know why.
Wow.
Nerpu, so glad I tuned in for the first episode 5 years ago. Big thanks to all for all the shenanigans and oof for all the feels through the years. And a special mention to Trot's stream running magics and hijinks. Yeah, I'm loving
Yeah.
what
Loving it
Trot
right
does
now.
for running the stream. And that is all of them. But before I
Yay.
stop there, there's a shit ton of gifted subs from Being Wolfie,
Well-
formerly Wolfie Kid of Doom, Talisman, Relaxing Otter, Castara, Ghost in Progress, Forester 636, One-Eyed Willie's One-Eyed Willie, Keishi, Rhymer Arts, Sever Gaming DK, Cole Brander, Cooper Orc, Randomir Kit, Criminal Sapling, and D Miller 1841.
Man.
Also, there were some bits from Vetch 2514, Trump Hole, Talisman, which was $20 in bits, and True Motive, $15 in bits, who said, "Thank you guys for keeping me entertained and invested in at work. I'm honestly excited every week for a brand new episode, so I thought I would give you Brilliant Lot my first Twitch dono. Love you guys, keep it up."
Thank
And
you
we also
very
had some
much.
Yog
thank
donos
you.
from Ola Enve
Oh my
and Ace of
goodness.
Thorns. who said, 5
Amazing.
years, thank you for everything. The adventures, the kind words, the events, and meeting I shall never forget. Let's make more memories like those. Asterisk, hugs,
Thank
close
you, Ace.
asterisk.
Thank you, Ace.
Oh, and that is all of
Name
them.
the
Thank
video.
you.
That is
It's
a lot.
I'm so very
Guys, that's
wholesome,
so
powerful,
much.
so much. So many
Thank
lovely
you.
folks. Thank you all. Thank you,
Very
everybody,
kind.
so much for supporting us over these 5 years. It's honestly, just not to wax lyrical too much, but it has just been incredible that we get to do this every Sunday, that many of us have now got careers, built around it, or that we've gotten to do things in our lives from the support that you've given us and stuff like that. It's been genuinely amazing. The fact that so many of you still tune in and listen to our stories and our characters being dumb idiots, it really means a lot. And thank you all very much for all your support and just being wonderful. So yeah, that's it really.
Thank you, everybody.
Anybody want to say anything?
Love you
Nope.
all.
There you go.
That's it. Love you.
Thank you,
Thank you for
everybody.
everything, guys.
Here's
Thank
the
you so much.
5 more years.
5 more years.
5
more
more
years.
years.
5 more years.
Love you.
5 more years.
Love
See you all
you. I
next
think
week.
that's a heart.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Have a great
Bye.
Happy Halloween,
Bye.
Father.